And welcome back to the Telstra Dome, and the Western Bulldogs make their way onto the arena. Much has been said about their previous match against the North Melbourne side earlier in the year, but make no mistake, they enjoy playing here at the Telstra Dome. They've only lost 2 of the 10 games this season in 2008, and they'll be looking to back up from their win last week, get back to some of the form that was absolutely sparkling earlier in the season. So offensive, they could score goals so quickly, and they'll be looking to do that today. If you've just joined us, they have one late change to their side. Big Peter Street has come into the game, and out as Ben Hudson, as the Kangaroos make their way onto the arena as well. Big week for Drew Petrie, as we heard him talking to Rowan Smith, 150 games. He made his debut round 1, 2001, and Michael Ferrito, 100 games as well. It's just been, it's going to be a very big afternoon for the Roos. They've won their last 4 games, and coaches, Danny, will talk about, we don't look back, but for some reason, some sides have a good record against others as we take a look at the teams.
Yeah, look, North Melbourne won the last 4 games against the Bulldogs, and Ferrito, big job on Minson, Pratt and Harding. So those half-backs for the North Melbourne team match up really well on the forwards there for the Western Bulldogs.
They've got a dangerous forward line, though, the Dogs. We know that. Johnson, Murphy, Hahn, they can all kick goals, so a big afternoon. And a lot of effort required this afternoon by the likes of Gibson. Young Urquhart is another good young player.
And the game's won and lost in the middle of the ground. Wells has been outstanding form, as we heard earlier. Hanson's really coming of age, an early draft pick of a couple of years ago. Daniel Cross, again, just gives his all, and McMahon's had a good year.
And we're looking at the ruck division. Obviously, no Hudson this afternoon. Straight in for his opportunity. He's been playing very well in the VFL. Drew Petrie, well, he plays as like a big follower, really, Danny. And Cooney, I reckon, will have Rawlings as an opponent this afternoon.
And, of course, no Adam Simpson there. Late withdrawal from the skipper, and Shannon Watt comes in for him. The half-forward line for North Melbourne. Jones is starting to get back to some little bit of form. And Thomas, he provides a lot of forward pressure and some goal-kicking power.
And little Matty Campbell's been an outstanding player. I think Tim Callan will go to Matty Campbell this afternoon. Morris is a wonderful defender. And Brian Lake has become a terrific fullback for the competition.
And we have a look at the interchange here. Nathan Thompson really needs to step up today and kick some goals to press his claims for a final spot. Shannon Grant normally comes on and kicks a couple.
Well, Ackerman starting on the bench today, and Kellen Moore, I'm looking forward to looking at him this afternoon, just a boy at school still. And Gian Siracusa is a player who always seems to start on the bench as we have a look at Matty Boyd. And what a year he's had, really, Danny.
He is very, very tough at it. You have a look at that last week, and 10 contested possessions, 8 clearances. He really got the Western Bulldogs back into the game. Sydney started really well last week. It was Matty Boyd who eventually went on to Jared McVeigh, who was on fire early. Great weapon to have. Not only can he win the ball, but he does a really good defensive job as well.
He certainly does. Might have Daniel Wells this afternoon, I reckon. As we have a look at Gavin Urquhart, this week's rising star. He's a terrific young player, and he uses the ball well. In fact, the players at North Melbourne think he's the best kicker at the club. Now, he's only played a dozen games.
Well, they desperately need a lot of good kicks, and he comes from Queensland. He's a good height, good speed, good awareness, and makes really good decisions.
Well, recent meetings history would show that between these sides, there is normally an upset. As we take a look at the TAB Sportsbet betting, the Dogs favoured at $1.60 head-to-head against North Melbourne at $2.30. The line there was 9.5. And the margins, you'd think the way North Melbourne play, it would come between or under 39.5 points, 285 and 210. We'll take a break, come back with the toss of the coin shortly. As we go to the break, let's hear from the wise men on AFL teams about this very crucial game.
Yes, thanks, boys. And North Melbourne take on the Western Bulldogs this weekend. And let's try and find out who's going to win it. Tony Shaw, David Parkin and Rowan Smith. Boys, what are you thinking about this game?
The captain back in for the Kangaroos, Brian. I think that's really a good start. And I think Kangaroos have been in great form. But the Western Bulldogs, third best side in the competition. They've lost only 2 games. I think they might have a bit too much class and speed for the Kangas.
Kangas have been in good form, though,
Yeah,
David Parkin.
Oh, and the necessity of them to win, Brian, this week, I think, is absolutely crucial. We know that the Western Bulldogs have been doing extra work in terms of the lead up for the final. They already know they're in 3rd place. In my opinion, that sort of takes a little bit of the edge off you. And Rocket said he's going to rotate and rest a few players. So I think Kangaroos have got a real good chance, North Melbourne, to actually get this game done.
Oh, look, I think the Bulldogs are a pretty professional outfit, Parker, and I think they'll put that at the back of their mind. Leading us to say, North Melbourne are a terrific team. They've won the last 4 games, but I think the Bulldogs will just be a little bit too strong at Telstra Dome. Too much speed.
I think we always thought that, Rowan Smith. All right, we'll be going back to the boys at the Telstra Dome on the other side of this break.
set for the toss, and they'll be very pleased the roof is on this afternoon. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it is a very cold day indeed in Melbourne. Still cold inside this stadium, but nice and dry. Brad Johnson and Brent Harvey. Brad Johnson winning the toss, and the Bulldogs will kick to the right of screen. A man that, even though he's undercover, he's still got the thermals on underneath. There's Rowan Smith. Rowan.
Well, Matty, as you mentioned just before, it is very cold in Telstra Dome. Thank God for the roof, though, because we're not going to get wet today, so the boys can play in some dry conditions. But I just want to talk about Peter Street. I know Piggers just mentioned him quickly before, playing some great footy in the VFL for Williamstown. Last week he had 55 hit-outs and kicked 4 goals, so he's in some pretty good form. So he comes in today in replacement of Ben Hudson, so look to him to play a great game today, boys.
Thanks, Rowan. We've seen it a few times in his career that he sort of pops up and does something really good, but his consistency to maintain has been hard, isn't it?
Great opportunity for him, and there's no doubt without Ben Hudson, it is a big opportunity for Peter Street. But just the North Melbourne team would be rapt that Ben Hudson's not out there. He's really good in the clearances. His second efforts are good, so it's a great opportunity for Peter Street. If you see Brian Lake running down to the goal square there's no doubt he'll have a big job today on David Hale.
Well, you've analysed the game to death, Liam, but who wins?
Well, early in the week I was going for the Dogs, but I've just got a sneaky feeling as we see Callan go to Campbell as predicted. I actually think that the Kangaroos will win this game this afternoon.
Hanson's got Minson as we're set to go. Underway. Big game this, round 19. These two sides enjoy close games and nothing happening just yet.
Interesting matchup. You see Ferrito there that left a screen going to Griffin. So identify him as a player that's high quality, uses the ball well as well.
Plenty of players around the ball. Now we have some possessions, and now we have Matty Campbell on the burst. What an opening this will be. Campbell, 2 bounces, should kick the goal from 40 metres. Lets himself and everyone at the Telstra Dome down. It would have been a brilliant opening.
Certainly would, because the centre bounce, I'm pretty sure he's standing next to Adam Kearney. Now, it's hard to know whether he's playing on him. It
can't be.
Well, he started in the middle of the ground.
Well, I actually, Tim Callan was with, but he was actually with Lindsay Thomas in the goal square. So Campbell starting off the ball. Good move. Gee, they opened up their forward line there at centre-half forward. They started Wells inside 50, and there was plenty of space for Campbell to run then. And he is a speed demon.
So, Gilby got it from Lake, and a beautiful pass as we come to know from Gilby. To a good take there from Scotty Welsh.
They get it on quickly.
Street's pushing forward.
The only person inside forward 50, but he's a kick and a half away.
Zoned up well here to the Kangaroos, though. And Welsh ran on to cut through that zone. And now kicks onside the forward 50. Minson at the back. Came over the top, spoil. Kangaroos with plenty of numbers here. They should work it out. Here's Urquhart, the man you were talking about. Well, if he's got a good leg, he better use it now. And he does. McMahon in the pocket. Petrie the target. Street arrives late. That's very strong hands from Drew Petrie.
Big opportunity for Petrie now. He can probably hurt Peter Street around the ground after stoppages. Have a look at this. I think we've got Adam Kearney on Daniel Wells now.
That's more like it. That's worth the price of admission alone.
It'll be a magnificent matchup if we get that all day.
And this is the an interesting matchup as well. As we see Jones there. Morris went to him early. Callan on the mark at the moment. It's a risky kick.
It is a risky kick, but Ferrito, the man who played his 100th last week, tight into the pocket. It might go through. The idea was right. Just a little bit too much on the kick.
Yeah, it had to go to the top of square there, Matty. It just a little bit shallow there. You could see Hale working to the front of the square.
Short to Cooney. Morris gets it. And Gilby, so often the man who ends up for the kick. It's just a pleasure to watch. Lindsay Gilby. Out to Mitch Hahn. Up the wing they go. McMahon in best position. Again, when the ball hits the deck, North Melbourne have plenty of numbers. Urquhart, well, that's a poor handball. Set up Harris. Welsh arrives. Rawlings back to Urquhart. Can he make amends? I want to get some run happening. The late inclusion, Watt to Wells. Goes back the other way. Not his best kick. But they still have possession. Urquhart got it from Rawlings. Now they drive it forward towards the top of the square. Big bump from Thomas in the back.
I want to have a look at that in a replay because I thought he got him with his side, but umpire in the right position. Urquhart started well. Oh, a bit early, Spud.
Too early.
Yep.
The technique was right, but just the timing was out of whack.
Hargrave.
You can see the confusion when the Dogs get the ball. They're pushing a full ground zone happening here, the Roos. guarding areas rather than man-on-man stuff.
Gilby's the man that's coming out with the precision kicking.
No.
Talk about precision kicking. That's exactly the opposite. It's a gift to Jones, and he hasn't made the most of it.
Well, they should have 2 goals on the board, and they've had 2 behind. So they've got all the momentum, but no scoreboard pressure. Gee, the kicking from the Bulldogs at the moment leaves a lot to be desired also.
You've got to give credit to the way that they're zoning up, though, North Melbourne.
Well, they're creating confusion.
Yep, here's Harvey. He's gone short.
Good work.
Now, the target may have been Hale, but cutting across was Ed Lower.
And this is a good matchup. Ed Lower is on Lindsay Gilby. Now, I've got no doubt Ed Lower is out there to put some defensive pressure on Gilby because he's such a good ball user. But if they can hit Ed Lower up also, it puts Gilby in 2 minds whether to zone off and attack or defend.
You see that quite a lot these days with the good attacking half-backs, the likes of Shaw from Collingwood, Gilby from the Dogs.
Well, they've missed a couple of golden opportunities. This their 3rd, and that is as straight as it gets. Has it got the distance, though? Hasn't made the distance from inside 50. So North Melbourne, 4 behinds at the moment, could well be right on top early.
Oh, Dean Laidley will be really frustrated at the moment. And Ed Lower, he had the job on Gilby last time as well. So Dean Laidley, the master coach, gets his matchups where he wants them normally. Now, inside 50s are 5-1. We often see when sides blow their opportunities early, the opposition takes it down and gets the first goal on the board. Can the Bulldogs do that? Well, at the moment, they're having trouble finding their target. That's beating Morris over the line. One thing I do know, Liam, the Bulldogs are all at sea at the moment. We saw them last week. They got into the game, so Sydney got out of the box with 4 goals. Now, it could quite easily be 4 goals for North Melbourne. Hale, the tap in front. Cooney's there first. Morris. Back to Hargrave. Again, the pressure from North Melbourne good. Boyd. Street's got to be quick. He is. Boyd gets it back. No one really to give it to. Now, Harris is lucky that Wells slipped over there. Harris has given it up.
Oh, good tackle.
Bulldogs are under real pressure here. Is it holding the ball? It's not. They're very lucky to get away with that, the Western Bulldogs, and North Melbourne continue to apply the pressure. Well, it is pressure. The Western Bulldogs is unbelievable. 32 disposals, North Melbourne 23, but North Melbourne have been inside their forward 55 times. Rawlings, Ferrito there with some aggression at the ball, diving on top. We have another bounce inside the Kangaroos forward 50.
The problem is their leading possession winners are all on the half-back line. Hargrave, Gilby, these sort of players, Lake. So the ball's being played at one end of the ground at the moment, the game. Plenty for Rodney Eade to think about. As it's a good give, that.
Grant gives it to Gibson. Can he get them going? Not to be. 5 behinds North Melbourne. This is an amazing start. And there's Laidley.
Yeah, well, it's an amazing start, all right. And you see Dean Laidley, he'd be like a duck on water at the moment, sitting there, but his feet will be thrashing underneath.
Look at the zone there. You can see the Kangaroos have got pretty much every player on the ground up within about 70 metres of the kick-in.
Yeah.
It's a good, smart move because it's putting a bit of confusion for the Dogs. Look at this. See the confusion again? Or do I go short? There's no real long outlet. He's going to have to go across the ground, which has got a bit of risk in it as well.
Farron Ray's got it. They need someone to break a line here. Again, the skill not
behind.
good enough. Harbrow
Well done.
got rid of it, got away from the tackle. Murphy gets the free kick, wants to move it quickly. Again, nowhere to go. Harbrow, 3 North Melbourne, 4, 5 North Melbourne players around, and away they go. Rawlings.
It was well picked up, Liam. There's no doubt North Melbourne are playing a Hawthorn-like zone here today.
We've got numbers here again. Corey Jones. Going to hit it high. Going to hit it long and hope for a big mark. Hale the target.
Oh, he's got a free kick.
He's holding against Lake.
And the kick drew the free kick. That was a magnificent kick to a tall power forward to advantage. Lake, all he could do was spoil. We just see the ball to the advantage of Hale, and he's a tall man. He drew that free kick. Good umpiring, good kick.
Well, he's been a good player for them, Hale, in the last month as well. He was terrific up in Brisbane. Up on the Gold Coast against Brisbane.
Well, surely this is the first goal for the afternoon. 5 behind straight. Kick 19-13 for the season. Inside 50, 7-1. They need to capitalise. It's straight. It's long enough. At last for the Kangaroos.
Well, it was a wonderful finish in the end. It was needed because they have dominated proceedings. 7-1 inside 50. You can see the hold. And he's become pretty important, as I say. I'm loving the way the Kangaroos are putting the defensive pressure on the Dogs. Now, the one thing about the Dogs I will say this, Danny, though, is if you don't put them away, their skill and ball use, if they get their tails up, don't worry, they're in this game well and truly, even if the Kangaroos get out to a bit of a lead, because they do use the ball so well.
They do use the ball well, but it suggests at the moment the game is in Dean Laidley's hands. Thompson on here for North Melbourne, so he'd be keen to get into it because they're winning plenty of the ball at the moment, the North Melbourne midfield.
Minson, he took a look at Petrie. Cross couldn't take it. Rawlings diving in over the top. It spills towards the Western Bulldogs goal.
In the back here, Brent Harvey.
Harvey's kick, as you could hear the umpire.
Back here, guys, Brent Harvey in the back.
It's just the last man in and just got flattened into the ground. Harvey, short. Ackermanis tried to cut it off. Successful at least to bring it to ground. Gilby, Ray, the sidestep.
You have to go across the ground here.
That's what they've been doing since the start of the game. Crosses kick. Hahn tries to use the body. It falls to the ground level. Cooney got it from Welsh over the top. Hahn kept going. And that's just out of bounds on the full. It's come off underneath the knee of Hahn. I thought it might have gone over the line before he got to it.
I think she went off, I think, Powers.
Yeah,
Powers,
Powers moved it.
Yep.
That's good play.
Johnson's kick. Point.
It's just starting to work out what's going on now, the Bulldogs. If you have a look at the possessions now, they've had 46, but they've had 24 handballs, 22 kicks, so they're starting to run through the zone with some hands now, the Western Bulldogs.
Well, they should be used to it because they played Hawthorn really well at a similar type zone setup down there in Tassie with just superior ball use.
Well, it was good skill, wasn't it, that day? They just kept hitting the target.
There's no excuse for skill errors really at the Telstra Dome when the roof's on. When it's closed, I should say.
And boys, they've gone with the Bulldogs have gone with a more traditional forward line now with Peter Street coming off and Minson in the ruck, and they brought Jason Ackermanis on.
Good kick by Shannon Grant.
Beautiful kick onto the chest of Lindsay Thomas.
Thompson out at centre-half forward is the long option. He's up against Tiller, so he's got a bit of size advantage there. He's down the line.
Thomas's kick in that direction. Well, Harvey is third in line, and he enabled Jones to float across the front and take the mark. Corey Jones. Thompson for his first touch, just to get into the game. Back to Lindsay Thomas, the man who started it. He hits to the corridor.
Oh, he's fallen off Ackermanis then.
Well, he came over the top at maybe 50.
Well, he fell off him, Ackermanis. Harding actually read the ball a lot quicker, and Acker just was off the back of the pack.
This is the replay, Lim.
Yeah, now let's have a look at this kick. And you can see Acker, just off the back there. Harding read it so much better. He's taken him forward. Very smart move by Lee Harding.
There's been three discipline kicks by the North Melbourne ball carrier inside the forward 50. They centralised the ball.
So Harding straightened up this year. Previous seasons he's been inaccurate. This year 7 goals 2. Make it 8 goals 2. North Melbourne have a 16-point lead, and they've got complete control of this game.
Now let's have a look at where he takes him to, though. See, he's playing in the back pocket effectively. So when North Melbourne were transitioning the ball from one end to the other through Shannon Grant and these boys, he pushed forward and got dangerous. Took Ackermanis with him, which does two things. One, it gets Ackermanis away from the goals in the Bulldogs' end. Two, it makes him defend.
Well, Ackermanis will be wondering when's it going to turn, because he was just on the ground. He thought, I'll just go and get a little bit of a piece of the ball down the half-back line. And you're right, his direct opponent kicks a goal. So just needs to work into it, Jason.
So plenty to think about for the Western Bulldogs coaching panel at the moment. And the leaders out on the ground need to get some communication going. Tactically, they're getting hammered. That's a good tackle. That'll be holding the ball.
It was a good tackle.
Boyd takes it for the advantage. Was looking for Murphy. Here's Griffin. Just trying to find some distance, and does so right on the apex of the 50. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Only early days, but you're right, the Dogs will just need to think their way through this. Kangaroos have been very good early, very alert.
Minson and Hale. Hale got to the front. Plenty of players there. Ward eventually ends up with Gian Siracusa. He runs out of room and will go again.
Well, it's the pressure also that North Melbourne are putting on the ball carriers. You know the Western Bulldogs, if they have time and space to use the ball, they can chop any team up in the competition.
Boyd, first to it from the clearance. It ends up with Minson. He pops it forward. There's a bit of room for Murphy to run into it. Watt came out to meet him. Murphy, tight, clever kick. Geez, it was a beautiful kick in the end because it's going to bounce through, but Harding quite happy to rush it through.
They've got the loose players here. Wells will be able to get it over to Sinclair.
And they're moving quickly here north. Sinclair is the man around to McMahon. The runner is Power. And he get onto his left. He's caught. Gets the handball back to McMahon. In the end, it was pretty good. Rawlings. Handball forward, not a good one. Still North Melbourne. Not this time. Daniel Cross. Back to Minson. Spots a player on the wing. It's Ackermanis with some space. Drops the chest mark. Gets the cheers from the North Melbourne crowd. They love to see him make a mistake. Kicks it long. Not his best kick. Coming out and doing a good job was Welsh.
Gee, and Syracuse has pushed forward here.
Chance for Murphy. Runs inside 50. Can he break the drought on goal? He certainly can't. Terrible kick from such a skillful player.
Just blazed away. Just lacking a little bit of confidence, Robert Murphy, with his goal scoring. Early in the year, you just put it down in the
Oh,
paper.
yeah. And he wasn't missing those.
Straight back to the centre bounce.
So 3 behinds to the Bulldogs. 2 goals, 5 to North Melbourne. Shannon Grant told to move on.
This is that height
Thompson,
matchup we
yeah.
talked about. He's got actually Callan in front of there. But he's playing out at half forward, Nathan Thompson.
Bill, Dale Morris is now on Matty Campbell, so Morris needs to go onto Thompson and Callum onto Campbell.
Good spot for Campbell.
He's
That's
in the
terrific.
perfect spot, front and
Get it
square.
back
Harvey's
here.
going to slip it back.
Oh,
and
he's been pinged.
Boundary umpire said he was out. Boundary umpire was in good position.
And again, we see Callum now go to Campbell and Dale Morris will go to Tom. So a let off there for the Bulldogs. They had the matchups wrong there.
They did.
Look at the footy. Go right. Brent Harvey. Go left. Go home.
Street wins the knot. Coming through was Sinclair, but he was beaten to it. Not going far ward. Oh, that's a little bit high.
Yeah.
Another free kick, North Melbourne inside their forward 50. The tackle from Cooney, just a little bit clumsy, slipped up over the shoulder, and Sinclair to take a shot.
Well, it was very clumsy. When you tackle, you shoot from the hips. His arms were too high. He was always going to go too high with the hands. You just see his hands are up. You tackle around the hips, tackle low.
As soon as you can, take your man out.
Rowan Smith on the boundary line. What's happening there with some of these midfield matchups?
Yeah, well, Boomer Harvey obviously is a very important player to the Kangaroos. So when he's in the midfield, Daniel Cross has got him. When he goes forward, Farron Ray's got the job on him then.
Hasn't scored this year, Sinclair. Only played a couple of games.
There's an out.
And he didn't make a mistake with that. The margin out to 20 points for North Melbourne.
Well, you turn up to a game of footy and you've got to bring your brain with you as well, and you've got to bring an attitude that's about to work. We watched Carlton yesterday turn up like this at the Telstra Dome against Port Adelaide, and Port Adelaide just weren't there mentally. And when you're giving away silly free kicks like that, at the moment they're a very alert team, North Melbourne, and the Bulldogs aren't so, Danny.
Well, they started like this, Liam. We did the game last week up in Canberra versus Sydney. But there's some real worrying signs. Sydney really played well. I'm not saying North Melbourne aren't, but at the moment, the Western Bulldogs, it's their ball use. They have had 7 more disposals than North Melbourne at the moment.
Just having a look at some of these Bulldogs players. They've got Brad Johnson off a half-back flank. He's gone to Corey Jones. Throwing numbers behind the ball here, the Dogs.
Cooney just managed to get a hand to it to give it over to Cross. Now Harbrow with a bit of space to move in. On the left, kicks into the pocket, wants Welsh to run there. Watt right with him. It bounces for Welsh. Very clever pickup. First goal for the Bulldogs is a good one from Scott Welsh.
Super goal. It desperately needed something just to get them going and ignite, and it was just the run and carry. That's what we've known to expect from the Western Bulldogs. Scotty Welsh, he's been a great pickup this year.
Oh, I want to see the replay of this. Shannon White used his body well initially. If you have a look, he pushed him out of the way, and then Harding, he got a bad
it's just
bounce.
a bounce,
He
right?
got a bad bounce.
He
Yeah.
did everything you'd ask of a defender there, Shannon White, and that's what makes our game so great. The oval ball, the unpredictable bounce, it just did a leg break on him.
He did the right thing, Harding, because he pushed off Ackermanis to try and help out. Read the play pretty well, but he got a bit of a crook bounce, unfortunately.
But that's why he's such a hard matchup, Welsh. He's also a good mark in the air. I think you'll always get Shannon White at ground level.
And that's the attack on the ball that Rodney Eads looking for. Gian Syracuse first to it, winning a free kick. Breaking off of him, Eagleton. Short, Tiller. Dogs pressing, but again now Kangaroos have got some numbers back. So a switch is required. And we're back to Gian Syracuse, just where we started. He goes to the outer side this time. He wanted Griffin, who stood his ground. Ferrito came across him. Griffin on the left boot, misses the target. Grant back. Gibson, the old 1-2. Forcing it further back. Harding's right on the goal line here. Gibson, Power. They didn't panic here, North Melbourne.
Good composure.
Yep.
They've done really well.
And they're still going. Gibson just missed the target. In the end, the skill errors cost them, and the Bulldogs would be happy with the boundary throw-in.
Well, it was better pressure from the Western Bulldogs. Rodney Edwey a little bit more relieved in the box, knowing that they're putting some pressure on the ball carriers for North Melbourne now, because effective disposals, North Melbourne 82%, Bulldogs are going at 74%.
It's a great tap by Big Peter Street.
And Boyd didn't let him down. Johnson was... Peter Street thought, was that really mine? And in the end, he's got to set up for the boundary throw-in.
Did well, Urquhart.
Yep.
Just didn't cough it up. 3 dogs there. Look at this. That's a perfect setup.
Yep.
That's the one you train for. Do that at training. Never quite works like that in a game normally.
In under it, Harris. So good there. Harbrow getting some kicks. Inside the forward 50. Dogs fans want a free kick to Ray. It's not to be. Ferrito's handball towards Harding. Couldn't take it. Tries to paddle it forward, and they do well here. Rawlings linking up with Power.
Here's Thompson.
He's his target. Here's Thompson. Nice pass. Good transition from North. They moved it quickly. A little tap in midfield from Hanson, was it?
It certainly was. And just the height of Thompson on Dale Morris.
Let's have a look at this one. Put his arms up. The umpire was right on the spot. Dogs wanted a free.
If you do fall over from someone clicking your heels, though, it's normally a free
Yeah,
kick.
it normally is.
Thompson.
He's got it.
As soon as he hit it, he liked it. Straight through for him.
Well, that'll be great for his confidence.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
doubting that. He's had 3 disposals, started on the bench, he's kicked a goal, so he'd be relieved. And he's going to be a hard matchup down there because you've got Lachlan Hanson, David Hale, Nathan Thompson. So 3 tall boys, throw in Corey Jones, Thomas and Campbell. Got a pretty good setup down there at the moment, North Melbourne.
Gee, Brady Rawlings had a good start. He's had 9 touches already.
Been great, hasn't he? And yet, yeah, he's just been in around the coalface.
He always is.
He's just superb.
Never get an easy kick on him. He's playing on Cooney, as we suspected. Cooney's had it 6 times, just not the effect that he normally would have. Rawlings has been very important for North Melbourne when the attack's forward.
From the bounce. North Melbourne with the advantage. Ferrito, handball just missing McMahon, but he's got plenty of time. Looks up, assesses his options.
Oh, it's a
Goes
clever
short.
kick.
Yeah.
That's Gilby's man again, Ed Lower. Gilby just fading off Ed Lower there.
Hale's a long target here.
Here's that dangerous kick again from North. And it's, Jones almost the grab. Morris to Brad Johnson. Wider, Ward, deep in the back pocket.
Gets over the back here.
It's going to spill. Will it go out of bounds before Boyd gets there? We kept it in, but unfortunately for him, straight to McMahon. There's Rawlings again. Over to Wells, Danny.
Well, he didn't read the play. He was outnumbered there, Boyd. Needed
Wells.
to probably roll the ball over.
Here's the danger zone again. Brad Johnson.
Great mark,
Read it
Johnson.
beautifully.
He did read it well, Matty. He just left his opponent and helped out because it was a one-on-one with Big Hale down there.
It looked dangerous. Cross got it out to Gian Syracuse. On the wing.
What they're doing really well, North Melbourne's manning the mark. Bulldogs love to roll on from a mark or a free kick. You just see the man in the mark, forcing Western Bulldogs to go back.
Well, every time they go back, Dean Laidley be happy. He'd love to see them go back.
Well, it gives the North Melbourne midfield then a chance to get back and block their forward line up, and this is what happens, the turnovers.
This is what happens. They kick off the back foot and they try to invent passes, and if you're alert, which North Melbourne are, you can actually cut off those passes.
And they're little things that don't come up in the stat book, the manning the mark, the corralling, the pressure.
It's all about being alert.
That was a lovely hit on.
Liam said, here's Thomas. Talk about being alert. He loves getting involved in this. He gives it over to his partner in crime, Matty Campbell, and he kicks the goal.
Super play there, and it built up from that manning the mark, the pressure they got, but as soon as North Melbourne got the ball, they played on. Thomas and Campbell, and Campbell's a rookie. Thomas has picked 53. They've kicked 55 goals between them this year.
I have to say, that intelligent knock on of Corey Jones's was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at this. He knew what he was doing. He heard the voice. He hit the space. He didn't just allow it to just collapse and go out of bounds. He kept the ball alive, got into the path of a runner in Thomas, and a great finish by little Campbell.
They're doing all the things you'd suggest you'd want from a team. The manning the mark, the tackling hard. As you said, that knock on there from Corey Jones, that's elite.
Look from above, and they'll be happy with what they see from the heavens, because North Melbourne 26 points up. Campbell with goal number 29. He's now the leading goal kicker for the year.
I wonder if the players reading in a little bit into what Rodney Eade said during the week.
Well, they've got space again here, North Melbourne. Rawlings to run onto it. He's already had 11 disposals.
It's his first kick, though.
That's number 12. Danger zone again. Crummer needed, not there. Is it going to spill out? And there's plenty of players dying over it, but gee, they've got control, haven't they?
They have. They certainly have. They've got the spark, they've got the tackling pressure, they've also got the run. You're right. I'd be really interested in that. We'll just assess that during the day. I'm not sure. I mean, you're a former coach, Danny. You know, you're pretty much you're giving your team a bit of an out by saying that. I have to admit, saying that we're going to look at it long term. We know we can't move anywhere. You're probably giving your players a bit of an excuse, I think.
Well, the players have got to be better than that, because you've got Peter Street playing a game, Callan coming, and these players are actually playing for spots in the finals.
From the throw-in, Harvey sharked it. Gilby knocked it down towards Cooney. They want to rush behind. They better be quick.
Oh, he kept it in.
He's kept it in.
That was clever.
And he's picked it up, and he's given it over to Thompson. Great work from Harvey.
Oh.
And he ends up getting it back.
Goal of the year.
Oh, sensational goal, Harvey. That will be replayed time and time again.
Oh, Danny, the little things in football. We saw it with the Jones knock-on. We saw the follow-up.
He started there, and then he's followed it on.
Look at this. Just didn't concede.
Tapped it out.
That was clever.
Now he gets it here.
And he gets
Handball
it back.
to Thompson. Great hands from Thompson. He's been involved 5 times there for a goal.
That is the goal of the year, in my book.
No doubt. No doubting
3,
whatsoever.
4 efforts. And, you can see the players. They knew how important that was. Again, don't let the ball die. Keep it alive. And they're doing that, the Roos.
Well, the Western Bulldogs assumed the ball was going to go through for a behind.
They couldn't even concede. They couldn't get it through. There were 3 of them there.
Well, the crowd have just seen a replay on the big screen and gone up for applause again. What a goal by Boomer Harvey. Importantly for North Melbourne, they're out to a 32-point lead. The Dogs have got 2.5 minutes to do something, to get something happening before quarter time. They're inside their forward 50, and Murphy takes a very good mark.
Great forward play. Murphy led up the ground initially, and then Minson opened up the void for Murphy to run into. That is great forward connection there, but also a very good kick from Will Minson.
So we saw Murphy miss a shot on goal, 45 metres out, one that he'd normally kick. He very rarely misses these. 30 metres out. Danny's got the 2 fingers up.
You put him down for this one.
Never in doubt. A much-needed goal for both Robert Murphy and the Western Bulldogs.
Desperately needed that goal, and they've been played all over. It's quite amazingly that North Melbourne only had 4 more disposals, and you suggest that the Western Bulldogs going this game would be kicking the ball better, but their efficiency's way down. North Melbourne are using the ball really well, but this is a better forward play from the Western Bulldogs. Minson led up, Murphy led into the hole and kicked the ball straight out of the goal umpire's hat. A little bit of relief, but they need the next one.
He got goal side of his opponent, but it comes back to the centre square where, whilst North Melbourne have been great, it's 5-2 out of the centre for the Dogs' way at the moment. They're putting numbers behind the footy here. They've opened up their own forward line. They've got a 2-man forward line at the moment, the Bulldogs. Just Murphy and Cooney, you can see there.
And Welsh. And that's Ferrito there, free for North Melbourne.
That's right, it is Welsh and Cooney, and Ferrito is the loose player, and he does read it pretty well, Ferrito. But the North boys need to start getting it out of the centre here. The Dogs are up 5-2 in centre square clearances.
Well, they've got it, North Melbourne, because Pratt ends up with it, got it from Power. They're still going. Clever handball from Harris. Campbell again to the danger zone. Disciplined kick. Needs some marking. Here's Harvey. Couldn't get it this time. He's already kicked one of the options for goal of the year. Not to be that time.
I think Rodney Eade sensed it too, Leo, and that's why he's put a couple of players not only behind the ball but around the ball, because they're just one-on-one, they're getting smashed. And North Melbourne are first to the ball, so he needs to put extra numbers around the ball to get some composure.
Harding almost. Gee, it's still alive. It's bouncing off of hands. Johnson, quick reflex give. to Morris. Hargrove's kick probably put a bit too much on it, but in the end, it is very clever, and that's gone out.
Oh, did it ever?
And boundary umpire didn't get it this time. Could be fortunate for the Kangaroos. Gibson to the square. Thomas was lurking behind, but that ball was out of bounds. A free kick.
Certainly was out of bounds.
And the Bulldogs want to move it quickly. Minute to go, 26-point margin. Fantastic opening by North Melbourne. Murphy made good position again.
He looks like he's getting into some form here, but unfortunately for him, the supply's been few and far between.
No one in the forward 50 as yet.
It was a lovely
Oh, great courage.
Ward.
Oh, that's magnificent. That is fantastic courage there.
There's an 18-year-old, Kellen Ward.
Still at
Eagleton.
school.
Yep. Big, long kick from Eagleton. Johnson was waiting at the back, tried to get one arm on it, but couldn't. We've got a boundary throw in, 34 seconds to go. Look at the courage from Ward, and Big Petrie got him.
Well, it's magnificent. He would have been aware that Big Drew was bearing down on him, but his eyes didn't flinch off the ball. Well done, son.
Minson gave away the free kick, and Petrie, beautifully done by Petrie to make sure the umpire could see it.
Right back.
Well, with 30 seconds left, the Kangaroos will make sure they don't give the Bulldogs, you'd think, another chance to have a shot.
Long kick to the outer side. And we've got another boundary throw in.
Two of the ball carriers for Western Bulldogs. Eagleton's only had the 3 disposals. Jason Ackermanis 2. You think for the Bulldogs have any chance, those boys need to get plenty of the ball because they can really open the play up.
Campbell gave it over towards Rawlings. And again, plenty of players around the ball, but North Melbourne will be very happy to just hold it there. They will take into quarter time a very good lead.
Nice lead.
And Rawlings been outstanding. 13 disposals. Adam Cooney 6.
13. That is sensational. Big Will punches it forward, hoping for something, but the siren beats them. And North Melbourne with so much to play for. Brent Harvey with one of the great individual efforts in 2008, perhaps the goal of the year. It's just been a great performance by North Melbourne. We go to quarter time. They're in control of this match. 41-15. We'll take a break. Be back with the second quarter. Hope you're enjoying this game right here on Fox Sports. Down towards Cooney. They want to rush behind. They better be quick.
Oh, he kept it in.
He's kept it in.
That was clever.
And he's picked it up. And he's given it over to Thompson. Great work from Harvey.
Oh.
And he ends up getting it back.
Goal of the year.
Oh, sensational goal, Harvey. That will be replayed time and time again. Brent Harvey's 300th career goal, arguably his best. What a performance by North Melbourne in the first quarter. They kicked 5 behinds to start and then 6 straight. They could have been further ahead. They lead by 26 points. All individual goal kickers right across the board, and Brady Rawlings has had 13 disposals. Harvey just loves playing the Western Bulldogs. Gentlemen, tell me about the stats.
You can see their disposals are fairly even. Western Bulldogs have actually had 4 more, but Lamb, effective disposals, Bulldogs use it really well. They're only going at 74%. North Melbourne going at 83%. That's the difference at the moment.
That's the upside of the Dogs, really. If you're a Western Bulldogs fan sitting at home thinking, well, gee, we're a long way behind here. If they start using the ball, they're going to be right in this game. Where I reckon North Melbourne was so good in that first quarter was they were very alert. Their defensive pressure forced a lot of that skill errors.
Manning the mark.
Yeah, they manned the mark well, which tells you a team is switched on. It's such an important game for North Melbourne at the moment. Rodney Eade, very, very animated at quarter time. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a big second quarter. Let's get down to Rowan Smith, who's on the boundary line.
Well, Liam, you hit the nail on the head there. I watched Rocket walk down from the bleachers upstairs in the coach's box. He walked straight to the huddle and probably had about a 3 or 4 minute chat to him before they went to their lines. And you can just see here he was going off. Don't worry. But what he was saying to the players that he was happy with their clearance weight where they've been beaten by North Melbourne in the past. But he said if you turn the ball over, well, you're just giving the ball back to them. And that's where he was mostly disappointed. He said their disposal he was really disappointed. So, but in true Rodney Eade fashion, after he did go off, he went back to the board, looked at the side and walked over to Callum Ward and gave him the biggest pat on the back and said, OK, son, you put your body on the line here, and made an example of it. And he pointed out to the senior players, and that's the way that he wants them to play in this second quarter. So see a more committed effort from the Western Bulldogs in this second quarter, boys.
looking forward to seeing their efforts in the second quarter. Very animated Rodney. Give the players a short back and sides there. Disappointing. It has to wait till quarter time. You'd think the players would come switched on to play.
Well, you look at that and you see Cooney out of the goal square, and you see some of these players that really have struggled. Akamana starting on the bench, Hahn on the bench, Gian Syracuse on the bench. And the Kangaroos have started very, very well in this game. I like the Ferrito-Griffin matchup. Hasn't had a big influence at the moment, Griffin.
And also he's put Cross, Boyd and Callum Ward in the middle. 3 hard nuts for the Bulldogs.
Seen it a few times this year where the Bulldogs have started slowly and after a rev from Rocket, picked up in the second quarter. Will they do it here today? Are they on? They've started with a free kick. Cross gave it to Gilby. Lake on the burst and going long to the forward 50. Johnson made good position on Pratt.
Done well so far, Pratt. Yep. Johnson, the one-on-ones.
No room there, and no room for Power to break free. Ball's still alive, and Ferrito happy to see it over the line. Boundary throw-in. Petrie made good position, but somehow Will Minson ends up with it.
Oh, he's paddled that with his open hand.
Oh, no. It was ugly, but it was effective. But again, Harvey first to it. Had support in Pratt. Changes his mind and wants to go to the wing.
It's nothing long.
And it's a bad change of mind.
Kick.
It's a brain explosion almost. Hargrave, and there's his man.
Well, look at all the numbers inside defensive 50 here.
Open goal square.
Johnson can make Pratt pay. He's a star. And that is a wonderful finish from Brad Johnson.
Good start from the Bullies. You can just sense their intensity at the loose ball. They had numbers around it. I think Rodney sent a message, Liam, at the first bounce. He said, OK, Ward, Cross, Boyd in the middle. Wasn't a great kick there from North Melbourne, but Brad Johnson, the skipper, led the way last week. Got Bulldogs back into the game, and the skipper's trying his hardest here again today.
Well, there were probably 30 players around the footy at this stage.
We might go down to Rowan Smith. I see Jason Akamanis on the boundary line there. Smithy, only the 2 disposals. How can we get him into the game?
Yes, but we've seen last week they started him off in the back pocket trying to get him in the game. But maybe today, isolate him at full forward. He's got terrific speed and he's a great kick for goal. So that's maybe one thing that I might do to put him in just in the forward line.
We're going to start, be putting him on the ground. Get him on the ground for a start.
That would be a start, Piggers.
Nice extraction from Harris. Urquhart eventually it ends up with Power into the forward 50 again for North. Morris, good spoil. Got it back under some real pressure.
Oh.
They're not out of trouble yet, the Dogs.
Good tackle. Chicken wing.
He got the chicken wing.
And goal advantage. Oh, surely.
Oh, you've got to pay the free kick umpire the goal advantage,
It's
surely.
coming back.
Why wouldn't they give that an advantage?
Very good question, Liam. One that we'll ponder for weeks to come.
That's the second chicken wing of the quarter.
It was a magnificent
Daniel Cross
tackle.
put one on. But I thought he did all right to get his foot to this.
He did get his foot to it.
Anyway.
But not in time, according to the umpire, and Corey Jones denied the goal.
He did take him to ground, so normally it is a free kick.
Well, Cross put one on Harris at the first centre bounce of the quarter. This is where North Melbourne need Daniel Wells. He's looking inside. He just needs to take the responsibility and kick the goal. He's got the skill.
Good call, Liam.
Look at that.
Clever.
Showing peace.
Straight through. Wells kicks the goal, and it's a good answering one for North Melbourne.
Certainly was. It was a clever kick. He didn't blaze away. He just guided the ball on the boot beautifully. We know there's no wind at the perfect conditions here at Telstra, but have a look at the chicken wing. That is the perfect tackle because he dragged him to ground also. If he had held him up, he would have been able to get the ball to boot, but slid to the ground. Great tackle.
You're right. He's a beautiful kick. And it's the one area of Daniel Wells' game, I should say, where the North Melbourne boys want him to kick more goals, even through the midfield. If he can add that to his game, we know he's been getting plenty of the footy in the last 6 weeks.
His 6th goal for the year.
And the beauty about their goal scorers, they've had seven individual goal scorers.
This is where the Dogs have been pretty good, though. And they centre square work.
Cross there first. Petrie applies the tackle. Secondary bounce.
There's a lot of sameness about these two in the midfield when you're going at the stoppages. Hard nuts, Cross, Boyd, these type of players.
Harris.
You know,
the open forward line here for North Melbourne, though. If they win the ball, the forwards have got a lot of space to lead into.
That's why it's crucial. This stuff's crucial.
We'll go again.
Ryan Griffin, just 4 touches.
Yeah, he's not in the game at all, is he?
Well, the likes of Cross and Boyd and these players are reliant. They really need Griffin on the outside. If they can feed it out to him, he's the sort of player that can run and carry. Same with Cooney.
Advantage paid, free kick. Gibson on the break. Harvey again. Oh, misdirected kick this time, and on the chest of Hargrave.
I didn't mind it though. He played on quickly. It was just that the forwards didn't read the play on from Harvey there.
Gilby back to Farron Ray. He goes straight and he goes in the Johnson direction. Good speed from the veteran. Got straight past Pratt. Over the top, the handball, the runner is Cross. 60 metres from goal, should head to the danger zone, he does, but it's 2-on-1, and it's all North Melbourne. Petrie zoning back.
Peter Street had to read that. I looked at Peter Street. He's standing in the middle of the ground. His direct opponent's Drew Petrie down there double team. He'd go down and make Drew Petrie accountable and force a contest.
He loves it when you can just do that. Petrie can just push back, help out the defence, push forward.
Rawlings got
dangerous.
it again. He's at 15 disposals, and he got it over to Ferrito, who finds Wells on the wing. Too easy there for North to just bring it out, and it's still pretty comfortable for them at the moment. Lachlan Hansen. Into the pocket. Grant was his target, but it was an easy one for Hargrave to spoil. There's Ackermanis.
Yeah, they need to get Ackermanis and Griffin back on the ground, and I'd suggest Gian Siracusa as well.
Last week, start him in the back line. I'd just about throw him straight into the middle. Get him in there where the action is.
There's some action as Eagleton can't bust out. Whistle on the play. Eagleton's going to get a free kick. North fans not happy, neither's Daniel Wells.
He's saying I got an elbow in the face. I don't argue in the face. Oh, thinking. Can we have a look at this?
Have a look.
No, well,
I'm not sure about that.
He might have got it in the face, but I think it was from where he was trying to tackle.
Yeah, not out of danger yet, the Dogs. Bit risky, but now it's come off as Lake to Tiller. Short, wobbly kick, terrible kick. Campbell, is it outside his range? Doesn't matter.
That's a good pass.
Good vision.
Well, it's impossible to defend. You cannot defend a turnover 40 metres out from your opposition's goal with a lacklustre kick like that.
Look at this.
It's just impossible to defend. All the back line are out of position. Corey Jones is standing there. Didn't have to do much to get the mark.
It's a great battle at both clubs for the leading goal kicker. I mean, Campbell just went to 29 before. This for Corey Jones will make it 29. Rodney Eade, he just knows that, what can you do? You can't do anything about that.
No, players do make errors, unfortunately.
Jones, it's a soda for him, and 2 now in the quarter for the Kangaroos.
It's when the errors turn into goals. They're the turnovers that really do hurt. You're on the scoreboard. It hurts your mentality of running the ball out freely. All of a sudden, everyone's on the back foot. It's not our day today. Senior players, Brad Johnson's doing his part, but unfortunately, he's in the forward line.
Well, to turn that around quickly, the best thing they can do, win a centre clearance, get it up forward, get a goal, and wipe the slate clean.
And get numbers around the ball. And you create a lot of confidence by getting some extra numbers, some voice.
How often does it happen? You know, Corey Jones, he's a direct opponent to Tiller, who made the mistake. Tiller turns it over. His man's back 20 metres out from goal. Goal. 8 individual goal kickers for the Roos.
Yep. Again, just a skill error there from Boyd. Didn't find his target. It's been paid a throw as Eagleton kicked it forward.
He made nearly pass the parcel.
Yeah, it was very well picked up. Yeah.
It's a magnificent pass.
Rugby. David Campese-like.
Wallabies to be happy with Murphy.
They look alert in the forward line, North, though.
Here's Harvey.
There's movement. Look at the movement.
I like they're playing on from a mark or free kick. They're playing on instantly. Get back off the mark, bang, pull the trigger.
Hansen
This
too
is
tall.
Great
Wells.
running by Wells. He's pushed from the other side of the ground there to get on the end of that. He ran from one half forward flank to the other. He was the hit-up target for Hale. He didn't use him.
Well, that's a tight angle for Shannon Grant. Low percentage from there. Seen Harvey kick a brilliant goal in the first quarter. Can Shannon Grant do likewise here in the second? Not a bad attempt. Not bad at all, Shannon. Celebrate that one. 9 individual goal kickers for the Kangaroos, and they're out to a 38-point lead. And look, you don't want to get on the Dogs here, but this game could be over by half-time.
Well, it will be if North Melbourne continue to use the ball such as this, and the Western Bulldogs continually turn the ball over. That's the difference in the game at the moment, just the ball use, but it's the alertiveness also. I like the way that North Melbourne, they're getting the ball, they're playing it on instinctly. It makes their forwards hungry. When the Western Bulldogs will get it, North Melbourne are holding them up, so it really is a show of strength at the moment. That was a magnificent kick there from Shannon Grant. He would have practiced that a few times as a youngster.
Fantastic goal. And the Dogs got the first one, but now 3 in a row for North Melbourne. Now the whistle on play. Cooney got the free kick and he handed off to Boyd. Harbrow slides in for the mark.
Yeah, he's got to be careful going because Ferrito's loose behind the ball.
Well, the Dogs are trying some things here. They've gone with Lindsay Gilbey out of the goal square in the attacking half of the ground.
Pratt linking up with Harvey. Power. Oh, he just sold everyone there and they all disappeared. The magic man, Power. Thompson got underneath. They've got a bit of a nudge, though.
Good saw, too, Thompson.
Slow to get up. Farron Ray.
Needs to use it.
And Thompson in a bit of trouble. You're going to have to get the ball here.
Good tackle, though, by Cooney.
Pratt just trying to force it forward. No real space for Eagleton to work in. He gets a shepherd, tumbles it onto the chest of Harvey, who once again is enjoying a brilliant game. 14 disposals now for the little champ.
One of the Brownlow medal favourites.
Well, another good game here, and it's making it interesting, isn't it?
Well, Alan Cooney cannot do a thing right at the minute, unfortunately. His opponent's had 16 touches, and then the last 2 times he's been on his own, they've kicked it over his head. One bounced past him. So there's an upside there for Adam Cooney. Oh, this is good play by Big Petrie.
Petrie, that's going to be cut off by Lake. He got in the way, now he's...
Murphy's on if they can find him.
They've set things up here. Griffin spots Murphy, 60 metres from goal. No one to kick to, really.
You have to use it. He does think his way usually well through situations.
Mitch Hahn got forward, 3-on-1. 4-on-1.
Well, Ferrito there, you can see him in the screen, and Harvey.
Lindsay Thomas off the bench too.
Nice timing by the interchange. North Melbourne, and Thomas has got it, and Harvey is just everywhere at the moment.
Well, both teams have got a loose player behind the ball. We saw Ferrito have an impact there a couple of times.
And Lake is the loose man, is he, for...
Yep. And Liam, you talk about Lindsay Gilbey going forward, and good on Rodney Eade trying to manufacture something, but this has got to be player-driven now. The players are just not switched on at the moment. They're going through the motions. They think they're going 100%, but it's Brad Johnson's trying his hardest, and Murphy, but it's left to too few at the moment.
High ball from Sinclair. Plenty of players at the ball. Lake reads the crumb and gets through. Goes straight, gives it over to Cross. Cooney on the end of that. His short pass is a good one. Gilbey got it from Murphy. But they've had to go wide. They still have possession. 50 metres from goal is Boyd.
Again, he looks up. You've got the extra play in Ferrito. So if he bombs it high, Ferrito will be third man in.
That's actually not a bad...
There he is.
The thinking was good.
Well, Ferrito spilt it, so something may come of it. McMahon throws it on the boot. Luckily, Shannon Watt was standing there. Now he kicks a high one.
Well done, Cooney.
The mark. He's going to come back in, but there's plenty of players. He's got to thread it through, and he can't.
Oh, picking apples off a tree.
Well, he's kicked it to the smallest player in the forward line in Harbrow. And again, you've got Ferrito free, and you've also got the ruckman pushing down.
Yeah, this is good by the Dogs, though. They've held North up.
Petrie,
forcing
bad
some
kick,
mistakes.
error. Gian Syracusa. But again, he looks up. He really has to find someone, and he does.
Oh, he dropped it.
Or just enough from Harbrow. Just enough, according to the umpire.
We have the whistle blown. We saw he fumbled it there, Matty, the timing of it. But anyway, he's paid it. It's much better from Will Minson. He went down and played on Drew Petrie there. That's why they got a one-on-one situation.
Now, I like this. See, Ed Lower. As you see Gilbey, we know he's their guy from outside 50, likes to kick it. Lower's not letting him stand next to him. Saw Ella Petticalo leave Favola on his own outside 50 yesterday to stand alongside of the bloke.
Harbrow needs to kick this.
Good goal.
Needs it to hook. It does. It hooks enough. And they get one back. Kangaroo fans with a bit of a boo for the mark, but he did what he needed to do.
Well, it was a lot better play. We see Drew Petrie here try and have an impact. Number 20 there for North Melbourne, but Will Minson was just on the right of screen. That is better play from the Western Bulldogs ruckman, because they went down and make Drew Petrie accountable, because all of a sudden he puts him in two minds. The other times they've gone forward, Ferrito's there, so they just have to find a way. They cannot afford to bomb the ball high when you've got Michael Ferrito, a loose man in the Western Bulldogs forward half.
Margin back to 32. Minson went early. Petrie wins the knock. Griffin going back by hand. He got it out to Ward. Ackermanis the target. Harding straight to him. Spoils it and then gave it nicely to Gibson. Well done, Lee Harding. He's winning that battle at the moment. Ray got pushed out of it. Got worried out of it too easy by Shannon Grant. Goes into the pocket.
Ackermanis looks sore, boys, and behind the ball.
Now, Tim Callan's gone back. The switcher player's on to Gian Siracusa. It's the next one that he needs a hard runner. Instead, he goes back through the middle, just to Cooney. They seem destined to give him a hard day, don't they, Liam?
A good play. Yeah, it's good. It's what you want in AFL 40. You don't want him to have an easy day. And I think Ackermanis is going to come off here.
He doesn't look too good. The doctors ran out and the physio.
Unless he thinks he can get a switcher play.
May go out that side. Now, cutting through the middle is Gilby. This is dangerous.
He's got 3-on-1 here. It's 3-on-1. Ferrito will mark this.
Well done, Ferrito.
Well, it's the pressure. It's the pressure on the midfielders. So if they force him to kick it high, it's always going to play into Ferrito's hands. He's having a pretty good game, but it's starting around the midfield. Western Bulldogs have to be aware. If they bomb the ball high...
Really got to get it over the line,
exactly,
don't they?
Over the line, or lower your eyes, Matty, or widen your eyes, look for an option other than where Ferrito's standing.
Rawlings, long kick. Petrie, his target. 2-on-1. Sinclair crumbing well. Wrapped up by Gian Siracusa. Handball was a clever one by Morris. Eventually it's to Griffin, and the line gets there.
We'll go down to Rowan Smith. How's Jason Ackermanis looking to you, Smithy, at ground level?
Well, boys, the physio, Simon McCauley, went straight out to him. He was looking at his thigh, but he turned around and gave the thumbs up. So he's still out there, just about to get a possession now.
Well, it's going back the other way. Hargrave looking for a switch. Now, he's got to be perfect here.
Does he ever?
Good Shepherd.
Well
wonderful
done.
work from Brian Lake.
It was.
Outstanding. Here goes Ray.
Good
Gets another Shepherd. This time it was Tiller. Good team play by the Bulldogs. And the run from Johnson rewarded. That's good football.
Well, he's got them going, Brad Johnson. They've just got to look for him a little bit more. I know he leads wide and hard, but he has to because Ferrito's the loose man. But he's on song today, Brady Johnson.
He's going to pass. He spotted someone. Boyd, strong attack on the ball.
It started down there. Brian Lake was terrific.
Yeah,
the Shepherd had put his hands in the air. If he hadn't put his hands in the air, it would have been a free kick. So he was attempting to mark the ball.
Well, it's the little things in footy
Team play.
that go unnoticed, but they don't go unnoticed in the coach's box, I'm sure.
Now, Harbrow kicked his set shot. Can Boyd do likewise? Get the Dogs back in it. 48 metres out. Never looked like it.
We can never give the Bulldogs away because, again, if they can just get Eagleton in the game, Jason Ackermanis, Lee Harding's doing a super job. He's only had the 2 disposals, so there's huge upside. Griffin only the 7.
Easy kick into Harding. In turn, it's a nice, easy one to Sinclair.
Well, it's a bit easy to get it out. You summed it up well, Matty.
They've done it time and time again.
They've got it three kicks. They've got it to 70 metres from their own goal without a Bulldogs player going really near it.
You'll have to square it up here because Brian Lake's free in the North Melbourne forward 50.
But the North players are moving. I mean, they're actually giving options.
Pass, ill-directed, and cutting in was Griffin.
Did well.
And this will, well, spoke too soon there. I was going to say, when he's running and bouncing, it's a good sign. He fumbled it a bit. He's kicked it over the head.
It was a clever kick.
Yep. Ward, the young man.
It was just too good a kick. It actually went straight over the top of his head. Normally, if it went a metre left or right, he could just turn either way, but it actually went straight over the top of his head.
And Pratt.
Impressive young player, this kid, though. He just kept his eye on the footy then. He knew Pratt was coming.
He's only had 4 games and he's been clomped by Big Petrie, and Daniel Pratt loves the physical stuff. He's looked up and said, oh, here's another one.
And he goes back to school on Monday and has art, biology, English.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? Oh,
Speaking of amazing,
Very class.
Daniel Wells.
Needs a shepherd, needs a shepherd, needs a shepherd.
Lower did enough to give him some space. Hard running from Harding. He's turning Ackermanis inside out.
This is a great move from Dean Lately. The start of the year, Lee Harding coming back from a knee. Start as a forward. Put him in the back half. reinvented a player here.
The speed of Daniel Wells then is unbelievable.
Now, before the knee, and when he burst onto the scene, this distance would never be a problem. It was a long kick. He sprayed it at times, but as I mentioned before, this year he's been very accurate. Right on 50, gets the distance, and gets the goal. Lee Harding is having a very good afternoon.
And now we've got 10 individual goal kickers, and that's great team play. No, sorry.
No, he's got 2.
Thompson's kicked 2, you're right. But
no, Lee's got 2. He's jumped to the top of the queue, Danny.
Sorry, Lee has. Well, that is a fantastic game, and he's playing in the back half. So
look at this speed.
Jason Ackermanis at the moment would be thinking, when am I going to get involved in a game and have an impact for my team? Because getting tagged by Lee Harding, who's kicked 2, he's only had the 2 disposals himself.
And Lee's had 5.
And 2 goals.
It's the 2 goals that hurt.
And he's standing there at the moment thinking, I'm having a pretty good afternoon here, Lee Harding. And Acker's thinking, how am I going to get a kick? Spot on.
Wells did enough to tap it to Sinclair, but his handball put Harvey under pressure. Numbers went out. Harris involved. Cross dives on it. But again, the numbers for North Melbourne. Ferrito got it from Harris. He's not sure yet.
Yeah, they got
good
the
support
corridor, though, all of a sudden. Turn around.
He did. Harris has had 3 possessions in the last, make it 4, in the last 30 seconds. That's one of the worst kicks in AFL footy.
It might be just go out nicely, though.
Yes, did. It's a terrible kick.
Your call was right there, Matty, though. Numbers creates intimidation. Every loose ball, there's an extra North Melbourne player around the loose ball. They're on the front foot.
Clearance from Griffin, standing in the way for Ferrito.
He's like a brick wall at the moment, Ferrito.
There's Thompson will get on the end of this.
Maybe.
Oh.
At the back, Campbell with pace. Oh, Matty Campbell's too quick. Look at this. In he goes. Another goal to Campbell.
Is that his second?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it started from Ferrito. I'm not sure what Rodney Eade and the coaches are going to do about Michael Ferrito, because he started a lot of impact there. We see him using the ball there. That was a result of a Western Bulldogs kick, but have a look at the speed. Eagleton there, tried to have a piece of the ball, but just put the afterburners on. That's sensational. 55 goals between Thomas and Campbell this year, and also the forward pressure. But Michael Ferrito would be the talking point in the Western Bulldogs box at the moment. 11 disposals.
Well, look at this. His opponent now is Eagleton. Excuse me. He's had nothing up the ground at all, Eagleton. So he's had to go back. We've got Kellen here on Grant.
Ferrito off. He's exhausted from getting the footy.
Well, Brady Rawlings has had it 17 times. Burma Harvey's had it 16 times. And they're still beating them out of the centre square here, the Dogs.
And Hale wins that clearance. Wells involved, so too Gibson. It ends with Sinclair into the pocket. Strong hands, Boomer Harvey. The margin's 43 points. We were inside 5 minutes to go before half-time, and Harvey's off and running. Squaring it up once Harding, Lee Harding. Gian Syracusa, the spoil. Campbell, the tackle on Ackermanis. Big tackle for a little man. Free kick, North Melbourne. They're at it first. Shannon Grant will take it. Bit ginger getting up.
Don't want to give Ackermanis an out, but surely he's injured. Lee Harding nearly marked that ball again. It only wasn't his teammate, Gia.
Wonderful pass from Grant to Hale.
Terrific play by Hale. Pushed forward, took Street with him, and then had the presence of mind to get on the end of it.
Look at the great tackle here. And that's, he's kicked a goal and now forced the free. That's fantastic play from Campbell.
A little bit of physical work just off the side there by Petrie to allow Grant to come through. They're just totally switched on at the contest, North Melbourne.
What about the Western Bulldogs players falling back in the hole and allowing Hale just to run past them and take an easy mark?
Well, they're all individual goal kickers until Harding got involved with 2. Campbell's now got 2. Can Hale get his second? 45 metres out, hooks it. They kicked 5 behinds. They just kicked 11 straight.
Amazing. Oh, it's good play. They're using
all together now, guys.
All together.
Yeah, all together. The same adjective. But Rodney Eade would show that passage of play, Liam, when Hale marked that ball. Even though he didn't kick the goal, how can you have your midfield standing in a hole and allowing Hale just to waltz past you and not put any pressure on the ball.
Because footy's a game of intent, and if you haven't got the intention to actually go out there and put yourself into a dangerous position and actually help your teammates, you're just wasting your time. At the moment, the Dogs are wasting their time because one side's out here is very alert. One side looks like they are desperately trying to get onto a fourth spot. The other mob, well, they got third. That's been sold to them all week. Very ordinary, the Dogs so far.
It's an unlikely position, but Sydney could still steal third. The Bulldogs have to lose every game.
Well, they've got to do a bit more of this. This is why, when they're a good side, a dangerous side, doing this
Good
stuff.
running.
Great
Great
tackle
chase.
by Urquhart. Oh, we're seeing it all this afternoon. Great goals, great marks, outstanding tackles.
And you talk about what you do as a winning coach. Dean Laley would talk about that chase, the intent. He was nowhere near the contest. He gained 20 metres there. Magnificent. Absolutely outstanding chase. Just about the chase of the year.
Well, it's about intent again, what we talked about. One side are just desperately trying to get themselves a top four spot. It'll sound like a broken record, but that just summed it up.
Well, Urquhart on Eagleton, you go into the game saying Eagleton's going to have impact. He's been outstanding, Urquhart. And then, of course, you've got Jason Ackermanis and Lee Harding. So you've got two guys negating the two good guys for the Western Bulldogs that can really run and carry the ball.
You've got a situation here where Rawlings is going so well, he's now getting tagged by Griffin. So
Well, they're
18 disposals.
They're trying to get Griffin into the game. They know if Rawlings is in such good form, he'll take him to the ball. Because he can't seem to get it himself at the minute. And he is a star, Ryan Griffin.
And Rawlings may be saying, OK, I've had 18 disposals, I'll just run away from the ball. And if Ryan Griffin runs with me, it means he's not going to get near the ball.
You know you're in strife when you've got one of your best ball winners actually having to play a run with roll.
Harvey up and under. Lake will get a big spoil or the mark. Yeah. He was always in best position, Brian Lake. He's actually one player that's going OK. Hands off to Hargrave. Just over a minute remaining. A dominant first half display by North Melbourne. Big Will Minson, a player running free into space. Take your pick. Johnson will slide in first. Gian Siracusa was there as well, but the kick dropped short. Johnson got it easy.
Well, it was a clever kick. He kicked the ball to space. Now, regardless of whether the player marked the ball or not, the forward was always going to have an advantage. So, clever kick there from Will, and that's another thing I'm promoting from Rodney Eade at half-time. Mark or free kick, play on instantly, get the ball moving into our forward half.
He's been a superstar of the game. He's been an All-Australian captain, multiple best and fairest winner. This for goal number 500 for Brad Johnson. And his team needs him right now. Got it. Just another milestone in an outstanding career. 2 for Johnson.
Great goal. I'm very impressed with that chase. Here's the chase on Farron Ray. Look at the intent. And the lackadaisical motion of Farron Ray. He looked up, but again it had a little bit to do with Ferreira. I'm not sure there was any talk with any Western Bulldogs players around him, but the Urquhart chase was absolutely outstanding. Good kick there from Minson. Brad Johnson, he can walk off at half-time. 12 disposals, 2 goals.
8 marks.
He's done his bit for the team.
If they can't continue to do it, I mean, you know, whilst you want him to lead up from the front because he is, he needs a bit of help. He needs a bit of support from some of the other experienced players. Ackermanis just on the 3 possessions. Scotty Welsh only had the 5. Eagleton's back in the back pocket.
Can they get one before half-time? They've only got 25 seconds. It's not likely with Ferrito winning the clearance for North. North might get one. Shannon Grant
on the head.
It's in the back.
He's going to get a push, though.
Yeah, hands in the back there. Good decision. He'll get the trip. He'll try and play on a little bit onto his left.
I'm convinced he'll get the trip here.
I don't think he's looking for
Yes,
it.
they empty the goal square.
He's going to just square it.
It's a good kick.
To the fat side, and that's a
good
nice mark by Minson. Just having a little bit of influence just before the half-time siren. But the margin was 26 points at quarter time. And we thought perhaps the Western Bulldogs had come at them. They only got the first goal before North Melbourne took the game back under control. Half-time here at the Telstra Dome. It's a big performance by North Melbourne. They lead the Dogs by 38 points. We'll take a break. Back with more right after this. Clearance from Griffin, standing in the way for Rito.
He's like a brick wall at the moment for Rito.
Thompson will get on the end of this.
Maybe. At the back, Campbell with pace. Oh, Matty Campbell's too quick. Look at this. In he goes. Another goal to Campbell. Half-time here at the Telstra Dome and North Melbourne with a comfortable 38-point lead over the Western Bulldogs. Campbell and Harding have 2. They've got 9 goal kickers, North Melbourne. Harvey and Rawlings have been dominant, and Johnson trying to keep his side in the game. 2 goals for the Dogs. Cross, Hargrave and Cooney getting possession, but a lot of those possessions under pressure through the midfield. Danny, the stats, disposals, 178 apiece.
Well, it's amazing. You'd think that the North Melbourne had 20 more disposals, but the effective disposals doesn't look like a lot, but normally you'd suggest the Western Bulldogs would have the 80% and not the 76. Centre breaks are fairly even. The clearances, the inside 50s are going North Melbourne's way. Ferrito's been outstanding. Brent Harvey with 1 goal and 17 or 18 disposals also. But it was great to see a Matty Campbell there with some pace.
Well, it's good to see Campbell with pace. Thank you, Danny. Look, North Melbourne, let's talk about them. They are playing with a side that wants a top 4 position. They're playing with real intent, as we've mentioned during the call a few times.
It's all the little things. The manning the mark, the holding them up. We saw Corey Jones knock one on, and just the smothers, the tackles, the intent. The chase of Urquhart was absolutely outstanding. We know they've scored a lot of goals, but Dean Laley would be wrapped with the team ethos and the work ethic around the ground, because you know the Western Bulldogs, if they have time and space to deliver the ball to their mobile forward setup, they will chop you up. But North Melbourne haven't allowed the Western Bulldogs to get their game plan going.
We talk about players that set high examples each week, and Brent Harvey is just such a wonderful player. Again, he is just dominating the Bulldogs. He's at the 18 disposals. He's just been brilliant.
One of the Brownlow medal favourites, and there's no doubt the umpires will be talking at half-time. Well, if he keeps this form going, this is the goal of the year. You called it, Matty. 1, 2, 3, 4 efforts. There's the 5th. There's the 6th. The degree of difficulty from that step's about 9.9. That was absolutely sensational. We just see, I don't know how many times he sells the dummy in his career, but players have to be aware that he'll do the shimmy at all times. But both ends of the ground, you see him kicking goals, he's running the ball out of the back half. He's been outstanding in the first half.
I think he's just been indicative of a lot of players, but we talked about how intelligent some of the North Melbourne players are playing. All right, we're seeing good skills, we're seeing great tackles, but there's a lot of knock-ons, a lot of shepherds. Corey Jones, whilst he hasn't had as many stats as, say, a Brent Harvey, has been involved with just intelligent football.
Oh, look, he's clever. He's clever. You can see the forward pressure. That'll be something also that Matty Campbell and Thomas, but Corey Jones, his ball use. Have a look at this team play. Could have blazed away. Great marking. He's had Dale Miles, but that was the one that I loved. The one over the back to allow Lindsay Thomas to run into a goal is absolutely sensational. Sorry, Thomas then to Campbell is absolutely sensational, and that is teamwork. That is good talk. He obviously heard a voice. He'll get the ball over the top to the running Thomas and Campbell. Great team goal.
And Ferrito is setting up a loose man, and they just can't get past him.
Well, Rodney Eade will be saying to his coaches, what do we do? We've got Brian Lake behind the ball for us, but we're 5 or 6 goals down. We probably now's the time to man him up. He's had 12 disposals. He's been like a brick wall down there. Not only the disposals, his ability to come third man in and just halve a contest, to allow the runners in. Lee Harding's doing a very good job on Ackermanis. Eagleton's quiet, so Rodney Eade's got a lot of work to do, but Dean Laley will be employing his players to make sure they just keep the intensity up for the next 2 quarters.
All going according to plan for North Melbourne. We'll take a break. Liam and Rowan will take a look at what the Western Bulldogs are doing after this break.
Dogs with plenty to do as we come off at half-time, and Brad Johnson, pretty animated Brad Johnson too, not happy with his team. You can see he wants them to lift their intensity. They trail at half-time, the Kangaroos, by 38 points, and Rowan, you're as good a mate as there is in the world with Brad Johnson. What would he be saying to his boys just then as he was coming off the ground?
Well, look, Pickers, what he'd be saying was that we couldn't have played any worse. I suppose, well, you can't take anything away from North Melbourne because they've been fantastic, but they've stifled the Bulldogs' run. So all he would have been saying was that, OK, boys, let's put that half behind us. Let's get some, let's go into half-time, suck it in a little bit, have a drink, think about what we want to do in the second half to get back into the game.
Well, there was plenty of indecision of the Bulldogs in the first half. I mean, the Kangaroos, as you said, let's not take anything away from where they're playing at the moment and the level they're playing at, but the Dogs just didn't seem decisive at all when they got the footy. I mean, that's typical. Adam Cooney's kick there was a shocker.
It's something the Western Bulldogs pride themselves on, is their disposal. And when their disposal is down, which is putting, the pressure that North Melbourne are putting on them, they're just panicking a little bit. And to let the little turnovers like that, it's going to always happen. And they haven't been able to, look, you see this kicking, chipping across in the back line. They haven't been able to get that free-flowing run through the middle of the ground, which is a trademark of the Bulldogs. And the pressure that North Melbourne are putting on them is been fantastic.
Well, it's a credit to the Kangaroos, though, where they've been able to put the pressure on and cause this, but we're not just talking about young players here being indecisive with the footy. It's been their older players too, I mean, and their star players like Adam Cooney, so it's not just a one-off.
And that's the thing, you see Lindsay Gilbey turn the ball over there now. Lindsay Gilbey's probably the best kick in the AFL, but if he just turns the ball over, well, you know you're in a little bit of trouble, Pickers.
Well, I reckon they knew they were in a bit of trouble when Farron Ray was running down the outside of the centre wing. He's had one, he's had two, he's had three bounces, and have a look at the chase from Gavin Urquhart here, the young North Melbourne star. Look at the determination, the intent to chase. I mean, that's just brilliant.
Oh, look, and it's you've got to take your hat off to the young fella. It's a fantastic. This is what the Bulldogs want to do. There's no doubt about it. Ryan Griffin gets the ball, handballs the ball over the top. Farron Ray had 50 metres to run into an open goal, basically, and just sort of took his time a little bit, took that just a little bit extra time, and Urquhart's defensive pressure and his intent, as you said, to lay the tackle was amazing.
They've started it all day, the Kangaroos. Look at the Brad Johnson, your best mate. I mean, at least his intent's been up all day. I mean, he's trying to lead this team and trying to get them back in the contest. They're a mile out of it at the moment.
Well, even in the first quarter, he had to go back in defence because they weren't getting the ball up in the forward line. So he's gone back into the hole to plug a little bit of a hole. But you can see in the second quarter his work rate, and that's one thing that he does when he plays in the forward line. He just works his opponent away, and if they put a smaller type on him, he outmarks them. And if they put a bigger type guy on him, he just absolutely runs them ragged, and that's what he did there in the second quarter.
Well, he's kicked a couple of goals. He's taken 8 marks. Where's the support, though? Welsh has been well down. Ackermanis can't buy a kick at the moment. You've got to get some other players in that forward line to get some potency up there.
And that's the thing. Robert Murphy has been fantastic. He's been fantastic all the way through the year. He's got to stand up. I know he's been coming up the ground a little bit, but he's probably got to play a little bit closer to goal. Also, Will Minson. I think, he's a big presence body. He's got to throw his body around. He's got to play full forward and create a contest, and that's where they're going to get their crumbs and bring those guys like Ackermanis and Murphy into the game.
Well, they've got plenty of work to do, the Dogs. They trail by 38 points at half-time. We saw an animated Rodney Eade at quarter-time. He would have been tearing the paint off the walls at half-time. They trail the Kangaroos by 38 points.
Welcome back to the Telstra Dome. It's cold outside, but the Kangaroos have been hot, and they lead the Western Bulldogs by 38 points. So it's all ahead of the Western Bulldogs if they are to come back, an unlikely comeback, and win this game. Plenty happening over in the States, though. It's been some rain around over there. The PGA Championships, one of the last majors coming up. It's right on Fox Sports, live tonight, 1 a.m. It's right up for grabs. As I said, there's been plenty of rain. Australians involved. It's at Oakland Hills at Michigan, so don't miss the PGA live 1 a.m. on Fox Sports 1 tonight. So we've discussed at length, Danny. Can the Bulldogs get back into it?
Well, the only reason they can get back into it, I think, if Michael Ferrero can be manned up, because he's had 12 disposals. And you have a look at the forward line. Western Bulldogs have gone in there 22 times, but Welsh has only had the 5. Harnes on the bench with 3. Ackermanis 3. So the forwards have been robbed of opportunities here, but this is a good move.
It's gone to Harvey in the pocket.
Jason Ackermanis has gone to Brent Harvey, so he'll get into the play for sure there. And we've got one-on-ones all over the ground. So Ferreto's manned up. So now the Bulldogs forwards have got a one-on-one contest and opportunity. It's going to start in the middle of the ground, Matty.
We're getting set. Power up against Ray on the wing, and as we take a look at Callan just peeling off there, just trying to get in front. He's on Campbell at the moment, who's been good with 2 goals in the first half. Peter Street's got to do more.
He certainly does. They need a big lift there. Petrie's been good at both ends.
We're away for the second half. North Melbourne have... Yep, Danny?
Well, with Jason Ackermanis, we'll now know whether he's fit or not, Liam, because one thing about Brent Harvey, he runs hard, so we'll get a good gauge on the fitness of Jason Ackermanis.
Oh, he'll work him up the ground as well. I mean, you'll see that as a good matchup. Dean Laidley will be pretty happy with that matchup, I reckon.
Rawlings got it to Ferrero, who got over to him in the first place, out to McMahon. Good run here from North Melbourne. Harris, too easy.
Half asleep, Brian Lake there.
I've liked Harris's game.
Oh, there's going to be a handball to Thomas here.
And he's going to be under pressure to kick it quickly. Good chase from Murphy.
Well, that's dropping the ball.
Oh, too high.
Callan gets the free kick for too high, as Liam said.
Did he dispose of the ball by hand or foot?
I didn't think so.
Well, it's got to be dropping the ball. That was a great chase from Murphy.
He's trying hard as well, Murphy.
Gee,
Gilby's kicking, though.
No, but Gilby today hasn't quite carried the lines with his kicks that we've seen him. That's another one that dropped short.
He can use Wells here if he wants.
No, he's going to use Rawlings.
He's a ball magnet at the minute, Brady Rawlings. This is his 20th possession.
His best for the season was 28, and that was against the Western Bulldogs as well. Spotted something, Danny?
Well, Brad Johnson called for the ball, and Brady Rawlings nearly handballed it to her until he saw the Bulldogs jumper.
Here
Campbell.
he is. Here he is.
Campbell. Yes, that's 3.
Well, I was just coming up the lift, I should say, with the coach, Dean Laidley, at half-time. As we have a look at this one that you were asking about, that's holding the ball.
That's holding the ball. Bad decision there, but anyway, move on.
I travelled up the goods lift here at Telstra Dome with Dean Laidley. He had a cup of coffee in his hand. He was very happy with the way they'd gone about their intention to actually win the footy and how alert they were. And he said, is there a quicker player in the competition than this kid, Matty Campbell? He said, he is one of the quickest players he's ever seen. And look at this. I mean, he's just a little dynamo around goals.
Tim Callan will learn from that too, boys, because what he did there, Liam, he spectated the ball, the contest, and when you're playing on a player such as Matty Campbell, you've got to find the body and keep him goal side.
3 goals to Campbell, and North Melbourne, with the opening goal of the second half, continue on their way as Mitch Hahn spreads it wide towards Murphy. Clever take. Just can't get past Gibson, though. Too much on the kick. Power comes in to take it.
Well, he's a perfect matchup for Robert Murphy, Matty. He's got good athleticism. He's quick.
There you go.
Harvey.
Well, he made him earn it. He was right on him there, Jason. Near the mark.
Again, possession is well.
Yeah,
Careful there, Gilby. 50 metres will be another goal. There might be a bit of push and shove here.
They don't need to remonstrate here.
Oh, it was silly from Lindsay.
Let it go, boys.
Ed Lowe had always marked the ball.
It's done. Brady, it's done. It's done. Let go, let go,
Exactly right. If I was a North Melbourne players, I wouldn't be grabbing a player by the jumper,
Exactly right.
by the face. They're going to kick a goal.
All they can do
And they're
is
going to shut the gate.
reverse the decision. Now, Ed Lowe has only had the 2 disposals. Gilby's had 11, but this will hurt Lindsay Gilby.
And this will make the margin 50 points. Bingo.
Not the start Rodney Eade and the Western Bulldogs were looking for. We've been going just over 2 minutes and already bang bang from the North Melbourne Football Club. But you see, Gilby, that's silly.
That's silly.
Undisciplined, sloppy, whatever you want to call it, it's uncalled for. Ed Lowe was going to mark the ball. It was always going to be a 50. That's borderline on selfish there, Liam. All right, I know Ed Lowe is tagging Gilby and he's frustrated with it.
Yeah, but he's having a bad day. You don't make 2 mistakes.
It hurts the team.
Of course it does. I mean, and you say he's had it 11 times or whatever it is. Lindsay Gilby's had 11 touches, but he certainly hasn't had any of his ball use that you'd normally look. I just want to go back to this Matty Campbell goal and the effort here of Tiller. I mean, that he needed to take him out of bounds there, and he was actually dragged off the ground because of that. You know, he needed to take his body. You know, he left the ball alive.
Boyd with the clearance for the Western Bulldogs. But Pratt standing in the way. Just shovels it out. Thomas comes through to help out. Quick gives a good one. It's going to come back to Thomas to take the free kick.
Which team's already got the double chance?
Well, the way North Melbourne are playing, they're making a mockery of it.
Oh,
That's unlucky.
that's stiff. Yeah, Street's got to be smart here.
He's going to kick it high and hope for the best, but going back and doing well was Ward. And Urquhart, I should say.
Well, again, why is that dropping the ball? It's not, I just cannot believe. If a player's got the ball and he's dragged to the ground, he doesn't dispose of it by hand or foot. You've got to reward the tackle, I would have thought.
It was either going to go 1 of 2 ways. Could have been 50.
Hansen.
Well, that was the other thing.
Ackermanis gets there this time for the spoil.
Incorrect disposal. The ball hits the ground and it doesn't leave you a handball or a boot.
From the boundary throw in. Petrie just took it out of the air. And took it from the secondary knock. They go backwards here, North. Urquhart gets it from Wells.
McMahon's on over this side of the ground for the switch.
Goes down the line looking for Hale. Worried out of it by Lake. Lower, back to Hale. Trying to just keep it alive, but eventually it goes out.
Well, to me, the Western Bulldogs are half asleep, and Rodney Eade would be worrying and say, well, at 3/4 time, they keep playing like this. If you're not going to compete today, boys, introduce yourself to a bit of match play on Tuesday.
Harris in and under, holding the ball. Daniel Cross, the quick movement to Farron Ray. Now he's got a runner. It's Timmy Callan, and the kick's a good one. That's intelligent. He saw that Petrie was a big man. He stepped around him, and now he wants to head to the top of the square. Minson's there, crumbing. Murphy, first to it. Little gives a good one. Johnson for his third around the corner. Brad Johnson continues to be a star.
Well, that's better. You need someone, and Timmy Cullen's effort, he took the game on.
Smart, wasn't it?
It was smart. He took the game on. It knew Drew Petrie was manning the mark, and he had the agility and speed to get around Drew. And we just see the long kick to a dangerous area. Good contest here from Minson.
Yep.
Ball come to the ground. Great athleticism from Murphy, and Brad Johnson read the play beautifully.
Didn't he? He was already going to the spot for Murphy to crumb and give it to him.
Instinctive play.
Yeah.
Knew where he was, and a lot of connection between Murphy and Johnson there. Those two boys can hold their heads up. They've been terrific, but the supply hasn't been great today to Johnson and Murphy.
3 to Johnson, and they get one back, but there is a long road for them ahead.
Peter, you've got your arm out into block.
There you go, you heard it.
Didn't give him a run at it.
Yeah, just
Apparently.
blocked him with his arm.
Blocked him.
And Petrie takes the free kick and heads in the Harvey direction.
He's looked
They've
at
gone
that.
to him 3 times.
He's looked at that one-on-one. I reckon the message has gone, I've got no doubt. Let's isolate Jason Ackermanis. He hasn't played defence for a number of years. As good a player as he is, he just looked up, and they had a whole lot of options inside forward 50. They'd opened up this side of the ground, and he just kicked it to the non-dominant side of Brent Harvey, who was able to take a chest mark.
Harvey for his second, for the quick answer, but it's just going to hold its line and stay to the wrong side of the post. But that is a very interesting point. They will go to him one-on-one.
And they went to advantage. Very, very smart kick by Petrie. Could have gone anywhere. Could have gone the long targets. Very, very good play, I think.
Gilby, well, he wanted to go right and had to go left. And again, his kicking's off today.
It's unlike him. He's a beautiful
Lindsay
kick.
one of the
Gilby's
best in the top
ball
ever.
user. I mean,
Yeah.
you see the Western Bulldogs still 10 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. Normally Gilby
Oh,
runs.
look out, look out. Pressure coming, but Cooney cuts back. Now he spots a player in the middle, and it's a good kick. Street as a runner in cross.
Minson's on.
Minson's on, and
Give it
so's
to
Johnson.
Oh, look at the play. It's free for North Melbourne.
Well, he just
Western
ignored
Bulldogs.
Johnson because it was a better option to go long. Standing in the pocket, Gian Syracusa. A man in the square? No. Gian Syracusa is going to kick it longer to the other side of the ground. A lot of height on the ball, and it's a clever mark by Harbrow because I thought for an instant it was the wrong decision.
And Peter Street, he played on quickly, and North Melbourne, the start of the game, playing that zone. If you can play on instinctively, but more importantly, use the ball well, you can get it over the top. Because we see here, Minson getting the ball, Street playing on quickly, and then all of a sudden, there's open play.
Look, you
Have
can
a
look
look at
ahead.
what Western Bulldogs
Yeah.
players.
So Harbrow kicked one in the second quarter. This one a lot easier. 2 in a row for the Western Bulldogs. He makes no mistake, and perhaps there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Possibly. They'd want to get a wriggle on pretty quickly, and they'd want to get at least another 2 or 3 in a row, you'd think. And I don't think the Kangaroos will allow that. But good to see that bit of run. You're right, Danny. You don't often see Big Will galloping along the centre wing and then bang it long, but they did have numbers free. And it was a good kick by G. Look at there for Gian Syracusa. He probably did put a bit too much height on it, but he protected the ball well, Harbrow, with his body.
Yeah, it was good by Harbrow, wasn't it?
Good couple of weeks, actually, Harbrow. Looked dangerous.
A couple today.
Need a couple of centre clearances here, the Dogs.
So we're at there, and sliding in and under was Griffin. Was he looking for a free kick for a high one?
Rowan Smith, I see Lee Harding on the bench there. He's been set for Ackermanis. Now, Ackermanis is playing on Brent Harvey. He's got no one to play on.
Yeah, but boys, he had a terrific first half, so I'd be spewing if I was Lee, if I'd be sitting on the bench here, because, you know, the way that he played in defence in that first half, kicked 2 goals, just leave him in the back line.
Rawlings has gone to the bench as well as Eagleton puts it out in front of Johnson. Next kick important. Harbrow leads hard into the pocket, and he's got good speed. He's got to come back a bit on the mark, Urquhart. Harbrow, tough kick for a goal from there. Wonderful vision of what's ahead of him.
He could go back to Johnson here.
Now, he's showing no signs of kicking for goal.
Well, he should. He's got a one-on-one in the goal square. Just kicking on top of Will's head.
Oh, he's lobbed it up. He needs something special, and he gets it from Murphy. Gee, that was a low percentage kick.
It was with super hands from Robert Murphy.
He must have kicked it about 8 metres, did he?
There's no way knowing that went 15.
60% wedge from out of the bunker. Murphy loads up, needs it to curl, it doesn't. It holds its line and we have a behind.
For the last...
Have a look at this. Now if that's 15 metres,
No.
it's got about 8 metres.
Was a lob wedge.
Yep.
But the last 4 minutes, this is the first time the Western Bulldogs have controlled the play for about a 4-minute period.
And they're going to get it back here again, Danny.
Ross did well there.
Oh, Minson just just gave it straight away to Thomas.
Not out of danger yet.
Power, quick hands,
yeah.
releases Sinclair.
Here it is again, one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Well done,
Ackermanis
Acker.
this
Well
time.
done,
No, that was
Ackermanis.
super play.
Harvey comes back, though. Never out of the contest. North Melbourne win possession. Sinclair, clever. Back to
Wells
Petrie.
inside.
Go inboard. Didn't go to Wells.
Should have.
Hale did well to try and keep it going. Griffin's under pressure.
He did
Forces
very
it
well.
forward. And here they go on the rebound. Gilby, Murphy,
Cooney's on.
or Johnson. Cooney still on. Can he get it to him? He can. Under pressure. Gone. Wonderful tackle. Daniel Wells wants holding the ball and he doesn't get it.
Oh, that was a good decision in the end. He didn't have Pryor.
Good.
Just grabbed it.
Good chase.
Maybe a split-second Pryor, but not much.
Not much, no. Great.
Harbrow squeezes it out. It's touched. Young Syracuse are waiting at the back. Sinclair to clean up. Urquhart. Now Rush behind. He's taking that option. But yes, there is a bit of pressure coming from the Bulldogs.
Well, just need to use the ball properly. Will Minson's handball about a minute ago really cost the team. That was a certain goal there.
Oh, that's a risky kick.
Griffin with the one hand. Talk about risky.
Second slip catch. Just put the left duke out and it landed in there.
He's got the glove on.
Wasn't a great option.
Here's Urquhart again.
He was flat-footed too.
Yeah.
Even if
Kicked
it
off
came
one step, mate.
Yeah.
Well picked up.
Well, Griffin hasn't had a big game, but he's the sort of player. If the Dogs are going to get back in the game, Griffin and Cooney are the two that need to lift their work rate.
Directly in front. Should kick it. He slices it a little bit, but it comes back. And the Bulldogs get another goal.
We've got to hand it to the Bulldogs. They're at it. And
They got the last three, Danny.
yeah, well, you've got Griffin scoring a goal, Harbrow and Brad Johnson. But Robert Murphy, Johnson, Cooney starting to get a little bit of the ball in this game. So they've got numbers around the contest, but the key is, can they maintain that intensity? It's the first time we've seen it since the start of the game, this 5-minute period. Now the little bit of a question mark on the North Melbourne team. They've been able to control the play all day, and all of a sudden the Western Bulldogs are throwing a little bit of pressure back their way.
Well,
So they got out to 50 points, and it's back to 31. 11 minutes remaining in the third term. If you're a Bulldogs supporter and a supreme optimist, they get a couple more, they get it within range.
well, that's what they needed to do. They needed to get a run of goals. They needed to get 2 or 3 quick ones. They've got 3 in a row now. If they can get another one, they'll start to get some belief.
Yep.
I still don't think when you're 5 goals down, you've got that real belief unless you can get a couple in a row.
But we've seen already today a few times the North Melbourne don't want anything to do with any comebacks because they get a goal quickly, and they're on the burst here. Campbell to Power. Wells, got to go back. Good vision.
Yeah, it's good play by the Dogs, though. They're holding up the Roos like they've been able to do to the most of the day.
Hale's kick. Well, it was Watt's kick, looking for Hale, I should have said.
Oh, it's a throw. Surely.
Boyd. Here's Harding.
Oh, it's well done, Harding.
He's going to get it back from Campbell.
Doesn't really kick left foot very well.
And he's going to kick to the top of the square, hoping for a mark. Bulldogs with numbers, though. It falls now for Eagleton. And they've got a bit of run going. Murphy's not clear yet.
Still not.
Arches the back, handballs forward, hoping someone's there. It falls for Welsh. He kicks it long, one-on-one. Mitch Hahn gets to the front. 3 players there coming to help out, though. Good support from North Melbourne. Wells.
Just dropped him a bit behind the ball here just to try and hold up the flow a bit. Did well, Hansen.
Just to get boot to ball was clever, wasn't it? Because he was gone for all money.
Harvey's pushed up the ground here on Ackermanis.
Harris has got it now.
And all of a sudden, the Kangaroos are going back over the mark.
It'll be interesting if the Western Bulldogs score another goal. I know that Jason Ackermanis, Brent Harvey in the forward line, and Harvey's the best ball winner. Dean Latham will be saying, well, if the Western Bulldogs kick another one, I think I better get Harvey
Got
on
to get
the
him
ball.
up there. Yeah. Hanson's caught again. Harris helps out.
Good roll.
Yep. He's got a bit of
Lower's
time.
on here. Ed Lower's short.
Gilby read it. Came through with a spoil, but lowered a crumb. It'll get it on the up. No.
Put him under pressure.
Good tackle, Gilby. And there's an urgency about the Dogs that we didn't see in the first half.
Well, that's intent. Tackled the hips, didn't worry about the ball, just went straight at the man. You just see Gilby hone in on the hips of Harris. Perfect tackle.
Well, he's lifted a bit, Gilby, which is good, because we were critical of him earlier and his ball use today. That's a good stat to see if you're a Dog supporter. 7-1 tackles.
That creates a lot of pressure. It creates a lot of belief. You're getting into the game.
I see Mick Ferretto there on the bench. He's been outstanding today. Won't be long before he's back on, I wouldn't think.
Play his 100th game also today.
Yeah, you can see the stretch of the jumper there. Big Will just had a little handful.
A couple of free kicks against Minson in the ruck. Here we go.
Well, just goes to show you
Yep.
how important Ben Hudson is.
Short pass out wider to Harris, but he's 60 metres from goal. We've seen disciplined play from North Melbourne all day here. It'll be to about 25 metres from goal. Head of the square, there it is. Welsh going to come late. So did Lake over the top of the spoil. Tiller got hands on it. Is that deliberate? Throw it in.
Back on the ground, Tiller, after he was taken off, we think for not a great body effort when Campbell got the opening goal of the quarter. He's back on. That was much better.
He's taken it out of the ruck there, Hal, but almost got free. Couldn't. Players dive on it.
Got one high.
Yep.
We're starting to get numbers around the ball, and that creates a little bit of a win when you get extra numbers around the ball, but more importantly, get your hands on it.
Well, they kicked 3 in a row, and there's just been 3 or 4 minutes of contest now.
And all the forwards are pushed up the ground. Most players are in this half. You see Welsh, who started at full forward, he's got the ball right at full back to the Bulldogs.
I just think, given what's been happening in those 3 or 4 minutes, the next goal is crucial. Will it be North Melbourne? It may well be. Lower. Hooks it. He had an opportunity. He's missed everything.
A bit of body work there by Sam Power as well for North Melbourne. Former Bulldog player.
Yeah.
Contested footy there. Got the handball out to Lower. Drew Petrie coming off for a spell.
Now's the time for the Western Bulldogs to create some havoc, because Wells and Brady Rawlings are both on the bench having a breather for North Melbourne.
And Lake finds Morris.
Look at this numbers around here. The Dogs are going to have to try and take it to the other side of the ground to try and get a release player.
Oh, they've got half of that covered now, Liam, because Ward got free.
So Cooney's working hard laterally here.
Farron Ray could be the next option.
Gee, he's worked hard, Cooney. If he gets on the end of this, is terrific running, and he's going to.
Well spotted.
He started on this side of the ground. That's what you want.
Hargrave, gone. Holding the ball.
It was a good lateral movement at the start, but then you've got to be aware of the pressure coming from behind. Got around the first player, but great chase.
Shannon Grant. And just loops over the top to Power, who could have kept going, but decided, I'll just slow things down a bit here.
A little bit sore too, Hargraves, after that tackle.
Just control the tempo a bit here, North.
Yeah.
3 goals in a row to run on. So they just want to make sure that they don't cough up another goal now. Give the Bulldogs a bit more belief. They've worked it well here. They can play on.
Harris having a good third term. Long ball into the pocket. And Lake happy to see it over.
The only thing with the fact that they're playing tempo football, it's gone against the grain of what got them the lead.
Yep.
And I know it's denying Western Bulldogs his Hargraves coming off the ground. How's he look there, Rowan Smith?
Well, Spud, it looked like when he got tackled from behind, he actually rolled his ankle. So he called for the physio straight away.
Oh,
and just
look
come
out,
straight
look
off.
out.
Well, Harvey's kicked the goal. He was in the right spot once again. Ward tried to rush it through, not enough on it, and when he's around, he'll kick it.
The reason I went to Rowan Smith, I saw that the Western Bulldogs outnumbered the ball. I just thought they were going to run the ball through. We just see the stoppage here. This has happened time and time again.
Third
Brent
man up.
Harvey.
Third
Just see
man up.
3 Western Bulldogs players.
Oh, but give it to Harvey. He got there and forced the handball to go to ground. So give it. Here's the effort from Harvey there, just enough. So he manufactures another goal
But
out
you've
of
got to
nothing.
ask the question, what was Cooney and the other on-baller doing? What about a Shepherd? What about a Shepherd to get Brent Harvey off the play? He just ran past.
That's the answer to your question about Dean Laidley, saying, is he happy with Brent Harvey? Does he need him up the ground? And we have a look at Hargrave here. It gets well tackled.
Yeah, there's the ankle just rolling.
Yep.
But that's the goal, the important one that North have got.
That's why slowing the tempo up was a pretty good move, I thought. Just to try and just stop the run of the Dogs.
Exactly right.
Starting to get a little bit of belief.
And
all of a
now
sudden,
maybe they could get another one, and
it's a free kick.
it's not going to be paid.
Surely.
Well done by Ackermanis to Eagleton. Untidy kick, but Gian Syracuse has got plenty of time. Eagleton kept going.
Look at the chase.
It's a good one, but Eagleton, fine skills.
He's got one-on-ones inside the forward 50.
Hale's getting back.
Yep, and did well, the big man.
They've done it well all day. Both Hale and also Petrie have pushed back and really helped out their defence.
But he squared the ball up too much there, Brad Johnson. The ball had to go to about 15 metres out from the goal. It went to 40 metres out, which allowed Hale to get back there.
Harris is having a big quarter.
Yep.
And Hale's pushed out to be the long option here. If he uses him.
That's where he's headed. And Farron Ray spoiling, kept in play by Boyd. Gian Syracuse got it forward. Eagleton squeezes it. It bounces nicely towards Welsh. He got a good bounce in the first turn. And he go back. Oh, good pressure, but the kick comes.
Great
and the goal comes. Fantastic work from Hahn. And out of nothing on the boundary line, the Dogs score a goal.
They're under extreme pressure. It was magnificent play from North Melbourne to put them on the pressure, and they just had to go around the boundary line there. As we see Dean Laidley in the box, not too happy with that goal there. But to the Bulldogs' credit, it was just their good play. They forced the ball forward. You see Welsh could have blazed away, handballed the ball out to Hahn.
That's body strength, though, the way he just didn't get knocked off the ball, did he? He's just a big, strong, cord player. Look at that. His core's so strong, he was able to not only get a foot to it, but actually can keep it on line. Going to get down to Smithy. Rowan Smith on the boundary line. You wanted a lift from some of your forwards. We know they struggled except for Johnson, maybe Murphy in the first half. Hahn needs to provide a bit of a lift too.
Well, he's the main one, Piggers. I think he's only had 5 possessions to date now. He's just kicked the goal 22 minutes into this quarter, so he needs to lift. And when the Bulldogs are playing well, he's bullocking, he's kicking goals, so that's where they need the lift from.
Lake probably shouldn't have tried to mark it there, but they may win out. Gian Syracuse to Ackermanis. Quick hands from Boyd. Again, the reflex give. They're going back, but they've got possession. Gilby.
Oh, Gibson's lost Murphy.
Oh, he's got
here.
Murphy.
Oh,
yep.
Gibson lost body contact with
Well,
him.
he was spectating the ball, Liam.
Now Murphy heads into the pocket. 2 to pick from. Oh, good numbers there from Ferrito. Johnson lurking. So too is young Ward. Back towards Johnson. Ferrito got a hand on it. Forcing it towards the boundary. Wells with pace. And that's a win. McMahon gets dumped over the line by Johnson. You can't give a free kick against the Smiling Assassin, can you?
It's too nice. Theo McMahon was good then to push back and help out.
Yep.
Josh Gibson's got to be better than that, though. At half forward, he's playing on a player of the ability of Robert Murphy. Can't let him get behind you.
Boundary throwing. So under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. 31 points. If the Dogs can sneak 1, perhaps 2, it'll be game on.
Oh, my word.
Here they go.
I need another one real quick.
They got plenty of numbers. Cooney can bang this from 55.
He can too.
He doesn't miss those. Western Bulldogs surging.
Well, they've kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, the Dogs, to get within 25. And Adam Cooney is a crucial player. He's had a 7 disposal quarter. And he's so important. A good play by Gian Syracuse then. You get the ball into the hands of the blokes who can run and carry and can kick goals. And they need him. It's twofold, that is. It gives him an opportunity for a bloke who can actually finish from outside 50 on the run. And 2 is you're getting him some confidence.
You're right. You look at Murphy, Gilby, Eagleton have all had 6, 6 and 5. Their best ball users, Brad Johnson. 4 disposals, also 3 inside 50s and a goal. So all their star players have come to play in this third quarter.
Important centre bounce here. Wells first in.
Oh, in trouble here.
Rawlings gets one high.
Just a little bit clumsy.
Well, he's not that. Well, he has
No, wasn't a lot in it.
No, Big Brady has had a
Open
good game.
hander.
Here we go.
No,
Just an open
he
hand.
was going for the ball.
Yeah, yep, that's all it is.
You see the ruse
It's a free
here.
kick.
Definitely a free kick.
Gibson had 14 disposals in the first half, just his second for the quarter. Well done, Ferrito.
Good second effort.
Bangs it into the pocket. Here's this contest we're enjoying. This time Ackermanis held his ground.
He's actually done a couple of...
He's won the last 2 contests when they've been one-on-one. So well done, Jason Ackermanis.
He tumbled it on the chest of Murphy, and Ward's having a good quarter.
Brad Johnson's on here.
It's a beautiful kick.
Will he get the trip? Gee, Griffin's running hard to the square.
Yeah, but see, you've got Petrie's already pushing back.
He's
You can
got
see
the-
him at the top of the goal square.
Well, Peter Street has to go and play
Eagleton.
a one-on-one.
Sorry, Danny. Eagleton should have done better with that. He is a good kick for goal, and he's just missed everything there.
Sorry, Matty, I was just a little bit frustrated with the Western Bulldogs ruckman. Time and time again, and you've called it, Liam, all day. Hale and Petrie push back, and too often I'm just looking up the ground and watching Street and Minson standing in the middle of the ground with their hands on their hips.
Well, they're statues, and they're not actually getting even dangerous. If you get dangerous, at least it makes Petrie think twice about, does he go back and stand at the top of the goal square and can just, you know, read the play and help out the defenders, or does he have to go and pick up his direct opponent?
Ray floated in, couldn't take the mark, and Ferrito had to battle 3.
Because when Brad Johnson marked that ball, he looked up and saw Griffin running, and then he looked at Petrie, so he had to pull his kick out to Eagleton. But at least if you get a one-on-one there, you're really putting the ruckman under the pump there.
He won the knock, but it's straight to Hansen. Bangs it forward. Ackermanis and Harvey.
Yeah, good win. Okay.
He's done very well. That's 3 in a row now.
And the quick release has been good, because have a look at this.
I hope they kick it for Ackermanis' sake here.
Cross from 40 metres to get it back to 19 points. He hooks the kick, and he just hooks it too far. 4-goal game, but Ackermanis has been good, and Harvey comes through a spell. Good coaching by Rodney Eade. Ackermanis goes with him.
What do you think about that duel there, Smithy?
Oh, look, he's done terrific. Well, like Boomer Harvey kicked a goal there early in the third quarter, but the last 3 contests, Jason Ackermanis has won that. So, and Ryan Hargrave, boys, just had that ankle injury just before, but he's back on the ground now.
Thanks, Rowan.
Not sure what Josh Gibson is doing here.
Yeah, now he's dictated that Petrie's his target.
Well done, Petrie. Well done. You're very disappointed with Street's effort then.
Well, he had
Danny.
opportunity to get goal boundary side. The ball could only go one way, and he just allowed Petrie to run at the ball and have a free jump at it. He's got to switch on.
He's playing for his, and he's coming straight off the ground and mincing back on. Oh, that's just
Gee,
bad
Tiller.
reading of the footy.
He was the only one in position there, Tiller. He's just run straight underneath it, and it could be costly. Here's Thomas.
Well, you can see Pratt in short. You didn't see him.
No, same spot again.
Thompson.
They got numbers, the Bulldogs. It falls into the chest of Morris. No one to kick with.
Oh, yeah, they
2.
have it.
Harding.
Good pressure.
Still got it though, North Melbourne. Sinclair bangs it into the pocket. Going back with courage was Lake. He knew Campbell was coming. I don't know. Did he play the mark?
No, it would have been a free kick anyway.
So the Dogs.
They're just working a lot harder this quarter, the Dogs.
Yeah.
Well, they've provided options for each other,
Yeah.
Liam. As soon as the backline player gets his plays on, but more importantly, the midfield are giving them options.
Tiller's off and running. Welsh is backpedaling. Watt goes with him. Good contest. Will it stay in? It may for Murphy. He's tucked up on the boundary line. Can he find a target?
Oh, well done.
Good work by Urquhart to get in front, and Shannon Watt goes back to help out. Comes back. Not a good kick. Murphy alive for the Bulldogs. Scotty Welsh. Back to Murphy. Tight. Looks up. Sees a player in the goal square.
Kick.
Harbrow's got it. 50 seconds remaining. He kicks 3. The Bulldogs are within 3. It is game on.
Robert Murphy's a star. Any other player would have blazed away and had a freaky shot at the goal. And you just see Murphy here. Was he out of bounds? Oh, line ball.
Gee, you could argue either way, couldn't you?
Well,
You
very
could.
tough. But have a look at this bit of play here. You see him get the ball. Great contest. Welsh gives it over to Murphy. He gets the ball now. Could have blazed away. The vision, the decision-making to kick the ball there is outstanding. Great team goal.
On the flip side of the coin, the Hale kick wasn't a great option, really. You're going to go short to a 50-50 at best in the defensive half of the ground.
Harbrow has 3, but the stars have risen for the Western Bulldogs. Murphy, Cooney, Griffin. Who would have thought we'd have an 18-point ball game? It was out to 50 points, and the Bulldogs were gone for all money. Tiller, worried out of it. Good work by Harris. Wells, they're lining up here north. Can they answer with a goal? Corey Jones hooks it back into the danger zone. Campbell lurking, taps it back. Cooney's there.
Well done, Cooney, though. Well
That's
done.
smart.
He didn't cough it up. He knew he didn't have prior opportunity. A lot of players would have panicked in a similar situation. Best to take the tackle.
Need to get numbers around the ball here, the Western Bulldogs. Keep it in tight.
Oh, it's near a free kick.
They
too.
wanted one for in the back, didn't they,
this
on
is trouble.
Jones?
This is big trouble.
Wells has got time and space. That's the most dangerous thing when you're playing against North Melbourne. Will he find a target?
That's right.
He does. Nathan Thompson, and what a timely mark it is. We're ticking down.
Well, they have the extra numbers around the ball, but then they have to be aware if they just blazed away with the possession, Wells is a North Melbourne player always going to be there.
Well, you've got a bloke setting up the wall. You're going to have your most skillful player setting it up. You've got to actually be aware that if you're going to the contest and you're letting a player of the ability of Wells just to sit behind the ball 60 metres out for the errant kick that comes out, it's going to hurt you on the way in. And Thompson needs to finish. I know he's got a crook ankle. He's been sore, but he needs to finish here for North.
Football is a game of momentum. The Dogs have it. Can Thompson wrest it back? Yes, indeed. Waiting for the decision. Goal umpire cops one, but signals a goal. And just when you thought the Doggies had control, North Melbourne, through Nathan Thompson, get the margin back to 24 points. Could it be a match-winning goal? We'll find out when we return for the all-important last quarter and a big game here on Fox Sports.
And another one real quick.
They got plenty of numbers. Cooney can bang this from 55.
He can too.
He doesn't miss those. Western Bulldogs surging. Alive for the Bulldogs. Scotty Walsh. Back to Murphy. Tight. Looks up. Sees a player in the goal square.
Kick.
Harbrow's got it. 50 seconds remaining. He kicks three. The Bulldogs are within three. It is game on. Yes, the margin got out to 50 points, but they did surge the Dogs, and they got it back to 18 before Nathan Thompson kicked that last goal. It's a 4-goal contract. Campbell has 3, so too Johnson and Harbrow. Rawlings and Harvey continue to get the ball, but the midfield started to get control for the Western Bulldogs in that third quarter.
They certainly did, and gee, I thought that was Lee Colbert calling there for a minute. Game on, all right, no worry about that. The Dogs, they used the ball a lot more effectively than they were in that quarter. Look at the marks inside 50, Danny, 8-2. That was Robert Murphy. He had an outstanding third quarter.
Brad Johnson also, and Rodney Eadie be very happy. He'd be asking the question to the boys, why didn't we start like that in the first half? They're right in this game of football. We know the Western Bulldogs will keep running. We'll head down there to Rowan Smith on the boundary line.
Well, Spud, I looked at Dean Bailey when he first came down and spoke to his charges. It was going ballistic. And the first thing he said, he goes, well, why did we stop running? When we started to reel and go in the first half, he said, we just stopped running. So that's what he was imploring there at three-quarter time. He just said to the boys, every opportunity you get, you keep playing on, playing on, playing on. He went to Boomer Harvey as well, and he started to point to the middle of the ground as well. So expected that Boomer Harvey to take Ackermanis into the middle of the ground as well. Rodney Eade, well, he was pretty happy. He spoke to Farron Ray just about a little bit of a contest that he went for just before three-quarter time there. He said he could have gone a little bit harder, but he just, what he did at the end there too, what he did there at the end as well, he just said to him, okay, right at the end, I've had a go at you now, but you've got to make sure you give us a lot of run in this last quarter to make sure that we get back into the game.
Thanks, Rowan. And sometimes it's a bit hard being a goal umpire. They do surge at the line. Here we see just with Nathan Thompson's kick.
Oh, he's right underneath. He's just got to get to the. He's just got to
cop the boot.
He's got to get to the side. Got to get out of the way a little bit.
He copped a Callan boot, a flying Callan boot. He got the correct decision, and what an important goal that was for Thompson. But
well, this man's going to have a big quarter for the Dogs. They can't let Drew Petrie single-handedly get back and forward like he has been at the moment.
And importantly, we've got one-on-ones all over the ground.
Kangaroos looking for 5 in a row. They're 4 goals in front. And Cooney extracting quickly and with a bit of intent. A couple of bounces on the left boot. Murphy's got to jump.
He's a beauty, this bloke. 8-2 marks inside 50 in the third quarter for the Dogs. This bloke is having a ripping match. He has been outstanding today.
What a great vertical leap.
It was 2-on-1 and he knew it. He said, I've got to do it. And here it is.
And now he needs to finish. He's been
Is this to wipe out the Thompson goal very quickly?
Well, he's been pushing him to the right most of the day.
From 50, looks pretty good off the boot.
Bit better.
Bob Murphy's back.
Thank you. Outstanding. He's a star, Robert Murphy. We talked about him before the game. Hadn't kicked a goal for 5 weeks. He's come in now and he's kicked a 2. He's had 17 disposals, 8 marks.
It was good
great
by
run.
Cooney.
Oh, great run from Cooney. He also set the Bulldogs alight in that third quarter. But Robert Murphy, when he's on song, there's no better player in the competition to watch. But have a look at that. He knew he had to take a great contested mark. 2-on-1. Gibson there. That's a fantastic mark. More importantly, a great goal.
Just looking at the setup here of Kearney behind Minson. Just got to stop the run. You look at that one-on-one all over the ground, like you called, Danny.
They had to kick 4. They got 1 inside the first minute.
Oh, well done by Pratt.
Syracuse just got a boot there too to try and keep it going the right way. Daniel Wells in over the top. We'll have another bounce.
Well, it was important, as you said, that when North Melbourne got that last goal through Thompson on the siren, they had to get an early one to just get back that momentum. They had a good third quarter, the Dogs.
And the midfielders will get to work here because all forwards are staying deep. You see there's not a lot of on-ballers around the stoppages. This will suit Kearney and the Western Bulldogs.
Well, he's making it clear he wants to win the game. Pushes it out wide. Kangaroo getting numbers back. And Watt slaps it towards the line.
He's going to ping him, I reckon.
Everyone was just looking at the umpire. What's the signal going to be?
Oh, he got the knees up. He was getting in there quicker, the umpire. Setups are important here.
Mahan with strength. Comes out of nowhere, dribbles it towards the goal square. It's a live ball. First to it. Ray's got it. Quick handball. Welsh goes back. They continue to go back. Harbrow for number 4. Oh. Not to be. Well, it hits the post and we're within that 3-goal margin now.
Well, it's interesting because even though North Melbourne are on top, they're on the back foot at the moment because the Western Bulldogs are attacking. They have to.
They're all at it there, weren't they? Kick-in's a good one. Hansen got clear very easily.
Again, pushing back off the mark. All that run, we saw it from behind early in the match.
Harris straight off the ground. He was on Kearney, so Dean Larney was aware. He's put Lee Harding onto Adam Kearney now.
Well,
That's a strong mark.
I reckon with a guy like Kearney, you're best to start him from behind because he'll push you under the ball and then use his pace in the area where there's some space. Corral him and push him to the contest. That's what I'd be trying to do at the stoppages with Adam Kearney.
Petrie forced to kick high.
Get in behind him.
Now, that's good. That's better from Tiller. We saw him before, just completely unwrong. Akamanis' kick is a bad one. He's going to clean up and concede it behind.
It was a good play in the end. He's, fluffed the first one, so let's not have too bad mistakes.
They've got a player on here. This could work for the Bulldogs. To the wing, and Minson's still going.
Good running, Farron Ray.
They haven't spotted Minson yet. He went too wide.
That was a good handball.
That's a clever handball because it releases cross to the danger zone. Johnson, here comes Harding.
Harding did
Outstanding
well,
from Harding. Johnson's okay.
Oh, he's got Pratt short. If he sees him, and he did.
Yep.
Now they should have the overlap.
Well, you'd think on the rebound they'll have someone free.
That was terrific play from Lee Harding and Brad Johnson.
And there is the free man. And, well, how could he be free?
Well, because when you turn it over, that was how big a ball that one was of Johnson's and Harding.
Harvey's kick is a good one. Beautiful kick. McMahon got there.
We'll take a bow, Lee Harding. There's Brad Johnson there. Let's have a look at Lee Harding here. Eyes on the ball.
Well, they both had eyes on the ball.
Oh, they did.
He actually just came in and...
Well, unfortunately, Brad Johnson had to stop and prop. Lee Harding had all the momentum, so he always had the advantage in that marking situation.
That was a wonderful kick, but I love the work there of McMahon. Laterally across the ground, he's probably run 40 metres to get on the end of that, and he's normally a very good finisher.
He is, isn't he?
We saw him last week late in the game.
Distance not a problem. It's all about accuracy, and he's got loads of that. Back out to a 4-goal game. The good answering goal to McMahon.
It was indeed. It was a fantastic hit-up kick, but I just love his work rate across half forward. And he's a player that he just seems to like the responsibility. He went back there as coolly as you like and never looked like missing that, McMahon. And a few worries there for Rodney Eade. They need a quick clearance here and they need to answer that very quickly.
Rowan Smith, Robert Murphy and Kearney both on the bench. Have they got injury problems or is just Rodney Eade's giving them a spell?
No, Robert Murphy's just come to the bench and he's talking to the correspondent, I suppose, with Rodney Eade. He'll be back on just right now. And Adam Kearney's just getting a little bit of a rub down, just preparing him for the rest of the quarter.
So he's rolled the dice a bit there, Eade. I would have thought Kearney would have stayed on for at least a bit longer. They get a clearance through Minson. Tumbling forward and going back. Nice mark for Rito. Has he gone back to loose man again, Danny?
No, he hasn't. It was just a quick kick under pressure. Ferrito was behind. He read it better than his forward.
He's going to kick it wide. Pratt was his target. So too Petrie. Spills to the back. till are happy to see it over.
Rob Murphy's slipped clear of his opponent. As they've done an interchange.
Gibson
from the
came
bench.
off, and then they had to get Lachlan Hansen off the ground to get Gibson back on the ground.
Fair piece of the old jumper then.
Minson going nowhere. We'll have a ball up.
4 goals in modern football. It's actually can be knocked over pretty quickly. We see Minson take off from this stoppage and go forward.
Means that Drew
So
Petrie will be rucking against Daniel Cross.
Okay, it's a set play, obviously, but they've got to win it. This is where the problems lie.
And power is away. High ball. Brian Lake comes. The spoil. Thomas.
clever.
Brilliant. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Oh, that's good work, Lindsay Thomas. And that's an important goal, and they know it.
Well, it was an important goal. You've got to ask the question, Will Minson's in the ruck against Drew Petrie. Drew Petrie had a look around, and all the on-ballers started licking their lips because it was Drew Petrie versus Daniel Cross.
What is going on, Danny?
Well, I'm not sure. I just couldn't work out why Minson ran forward. It's obviously a directive, but you see Minson walk back to the centre now. Brian Lake also didn't get enough purchase on the ball. You've got to clear the area. The crumb is always going to be underneath, but I'm just not quite sure why Will Minson would run forward and leave Drew Petrie one out to win an easy contest.
Well, it may be a plan that after the stoppage to push forward, but I just can't understand in this situation.
There's Minson on
He's
top
taken
right of the
off,
screen.
and you're right. Well, as it turned out, the third man up won it, but they were outnumbered. They had the loose player in the forward line, but they had to win the stoppage.
If you're going to go third man up, you've got to clear that area.
Oh, he's hit it straight to North Melbourne.
Great response this by North Melbourne. 2 goals in a row, and away goes Wells. Here's Ackermanis on Harvey. Tackled him, didn't have it. Harvey free kick.
Oh, look, it was a pretty good effort there. The kick always was to Brent Harvey's advantage. Ackermanis did pretty well there. Just have a look at it in the replay. Good initial spoil, but then unfortunately drove Brent Harvey into the ground.
Just on his distance, you'd reckon.
Right on 50 to the square.
Good mark.
Good mark in defence.
Tim
Morris.
Kellen.
No, yeah, it's Cullen. So that goal by Thomas make it very hard now for the Bulldogs. Comfortable lead, 30 points.
Well, they've had the running all the way through. You just want to see what the Dogs are made of now. They've just quite haven't got the same run.
Just being held up here.
Mind you, Cooney's on the bench. Jan Syracuse on the bench.
North Melbourne will man the mark at all costs. I'll be happy with this style of play from the Bulldogs because it's just taking some juice out of the clock. That's better from Gilby.
He's got Murphy. His kicking's off.
Is it ever?
Murphy had made good space. That's good work, but again, the handball a bit untidy. Ackermanis off a step. 2-on-1. Johnson's way at the back. Oh! The big man's still got a bit of spring in the legs. Hahn keeping it going.
Good strength, Hahn.
Egg fished it out. Harbrow. Cross. No one there, though. It's all the Kangaroos. And going back, Sinclair. Here's the leap by Jono. Almost pinched it, didn't he?
Sure did.
Oh, we saw Murphy realising he was 2-on-1 with a bit of a vertical leap.
Well, you know, you have to go back to the kick again of Gilby.
Yeah.
I mean,
Murphy was well
player,
clear.
But,
There's a grab. Not the first one-hander we've seen today, and Petrie takes another mark.
That's his second one-hander.
Yeah.
Well, he's playing his 150th game. 7th mark there for Drew. 4 of those contested.
The kick to Murphy earlier, though, that's what I was trying to say before from Gilby. Just put him out of the contest, basically.
Good grab over the top by Corey Jones. They're away. Shannon Grant to the danger zone again. Where's the crummer? Not there this time. Gilby first for the Bulldogs. Just a clearing kick in hope. Pratt in a race with Ward. And Pratt turns him inside out.
Oh, well done.
And did well to get it to Shannon Grant. And that was a decisive kick. Grant, again, it just...
Well,
he wants to lay off.
Oh.
He's missed the target.
Oh, that was a good play from Lake. He read the short kick beautifully there.
Eagleton gave it over to Ackermanis on the switch. Street. Boyd got it from Ray, who kept running. He's going to get it back. Going to back himself. Hands over the top. A little bit untidy. Griffin.
Geez, strong
core
Griffin.
strength was good. Johnson, clean hands. Oh, that's a good goal.
Oh, Griffin.
Griffin, very strong. Johnson's got 4.
He could play any sport in the world, Griffin. Rugby union, rugby league. Just the ability. And Pratt looks pretty hurt there. And he had the ascendancy on Griffin, but Griffin had the awareness to absorb the pressure. He knew he was going to get tackled. We see the handball here from Ray.
Terrific run
Griffin
by
grabs
Ray.
the ball, knew he's going to get tackled, and then sprinted. Put some effort into that, and Pratt's pretty sore. That's great strength through the core, isn't it?
He's a
another angle there.
Power athlete. That's what he is, Spud.
He's coming off Daniel Pratt. Smithy, how's he look?
Well, it looks like he's just holding his wing here, just his right shoulder. So it's just, I'll watch him as he comes to the boundary line, boys. I'll give you more of an update in a minute.
Yeah, it was well called, Smithy. In the tackle, his right arm was slung into Griffin, so definitely jarred that right shoulder.
Brad Johnson with 4 for the Bulldogs. They trail by that margin. But the Kangaroos ascended through the middle. Harding over the top. One's going to get it back. The 1-2 from lower. Lee Harding for number 3. Oh, goal for goal, but he's had a good day, Lee Harding.
Great goal, Lee Harding. Love to have a look at the centre bounce. I'm not sure whether Adam Kearney's on him, but I see the Western Bulldogs midfielders get together. And we just see the stoppage here. We see Kearney. Then Lee Harding push Kearney into the congestion.
That's the way to do it.
Push forward and then gets the 1-2. Kearney jogging behind. Not sure whether he would be able to get him, but the intent to run through there. It was great play from Harding because, as you know, Liam, you've played in the midfield. He pushed him into the congestion and then opened up the space for himself.
That's what I called for earlier, actually, Spud, because I reckon that the same thing was happening at the start of the quarter. He was actually being allowed to get behind his opponent, and especially at bounce downs around the ground, but you can't let him get behind. You can see there, even then, he's got behind again. And he's going to end up getting it.
Yeah,
You've got to push him into the contest.
Gian Siracusa spots a couple of players to the outer side. Ray's got it, but every time they look as though they can mount a charge, North have the answers.
Well, I've had the answers all day because they came out really switched on at the start.
And this guy here, Ferretto, has been like a brick wall today, coming up for his 20th disposal.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he? He measures it out wide. Not the best of kicks, Morris there, but desired result was a boundary throw in.
Well, they've been able to manufacture goals all day, North Melbourne, through a number of different options. Got a couple out of Thompson, 3 out of Campbell, 3 out of Harding, who hasn't played forward, really.
No, it's been off the back line or through the middle.
And 12 goal kickers. As a defensive unit, it's pretty hard to defend against. Normally, when you kick 18 goals, you've got a power forward or 2 that's kicked 5 or 6. They've really shared the load. So all the Western Bulldogs defenders have had to play one-on-one all day.
Petrie off, as we saw. Here's a break from Cooney to Ray, who's getting involved. Gian Siracusa too far from goal. Now he's got to measure this. He's got to play, but he missed the target. Here's Johnson. Brad Johnson around the corner. Not to be this time. Gian Siracusa had a player on, but just missed the target.
Just rushed his kick.
Yeah.
He could see the player running into the area, but it wasn't balanced enough to get the ball into the boot properly.
Ferretto stands his ground and takes the mark.
Plenty of time left, really. Bulldogs can get 1-2 in a row. There's plenty of time left in this
Basically,
match.
though, they've got to stop North Melbourne scoring goals.
Well, that's where they've been so good, North. They've been able to answer every time the Dogs have got a goal. They've been able to get one straight back.
Morris with Grant. Dived on it. They want holding the ball. And they get it. Pratt is thinking about coming back on, just going for a stroll. As North going into the pocket. Free kick against Street, and they've still got possession.
Oh, the positive there, Street was on him. So that's a start. But unfortunately, you just see the left hand into his back. It was always going to be a free kick. But that's better play from Street. At least make him earn the disposal.
Yep.
So tight angle for Hale, decides he can lay it off, and that's quite easy to get it to lower, and he's going to kick from just inside the 50.
Well, Ed Lower's played a defensive role today, just had 6 possessions, but he's kicked a goal. If he kicks this, he's kicked 2 goals on Lindsay Gilbey.
Gilbey's had the 17.
17 disposals, but not with the same punch that he would normally when he kicks the footy.
Margin's 5 goals. This will make it 6. Needs it to curl. It's holding. And it just held its line. For all the Bulldogs' hard work. Oh, gee. That's well done by Ward.
He's going to be a player. That
Oh, yeah, he's going to be good.
You love the fact that he never deviates off the ball,
Yeah.
and his eyes never are taken off the ball.
Welsh made good position, but the spoil came from Watt. Hanson caught, tried to slip it over to Sinclair. They don't argue from him.
They're all over that now, the umpires. Oh,
He's going to get it himself.
Yeah, the hand over the shoulder.
Yep.
Josh Gibson could push forward here. He's on his own.
And has it. And has power on the burst. This is good for North.
There's
This is very good for
Gilby.
North. And this could be it.
And Lindsay Gilby's got to learn from this. He was watching the ball carrier in Gibson and lost total sight of his direct opponent in Ed Lower. You could see him trying to read the play. Now, when you're playing, we might see it here on the screen. We see Gibson get the ball to power, and you'll just see Lower come in, no Gilby on the screen. And what we could see was Gilby trying to read the flight of the ball. Well, you can do that as long as you've got your direct opponent in your sights.
Well, David Hale standing there, 15 metres out. There's no one near him, but Lower's done the right thing and just goes back and should kick this.
Well, he missed one a minute ago.
Oh.
It was just to the right-hand side. Is deja vu for Lower.
We could have had a very, very good day on the scoreboard. 1 goal, 2, all kickable goals. One in the first quarter, one here. He's kicked the one, so 1 goal, 2. Doesn't sound as good as 3 straight.
No.
Long kick in to Eagleton, who was the man just standing on the boundary.
The 2-on-1 here, Bulldogs' favour.
Got to be strong here, Watt.
Johnson's got it. There was a man in the middle. They couldn't spot Hahn. Boyd does now. Kicks it over his head. Unkind bounce for Wells.
Good strength.
Hahn back to Johnson, the man in the goal square. This will be a goal. It is. Gian Syracuse kicks it, and they hang in there.
Hahn was terrific again. It's been fairly quiet, Mitch Hahn. Heard you boys talk about him at half-time. He's created a lot of goals. We just see here, good contest here from Welsh. Johnson's smart play, stayed down, knew they had a 2-on-1. The handball into Boyd. We'll just see Mitch Hahn here. Wasn't a great bounce for Daniel Wells, but just had the strength and body strength to keep Wells off the contest. Handball inboard, Johnson, great team goal. Are they a sneaky chance, Liam?
Look, North Melbourne are great front runners. When they get in front, they know how to hang on. You know, they're a team that you get the tails up, they normally win. Now, a 5-goal lead, I wouldn't expect North to blow it in 8 minutes of footy, but the Dogs have got great ball use. Now, I'm really interested to see how this goes at the stoppages here. Rawlings setting up behind Kearney is a good move for a start. A very good move.
Thomas got away easily. It's a Sinclair advantage paid. And once again, North Melbourne with the clearance and a mark up forward. Will they answer with a goal?
For the dummy.
Harvey to 45.
He didn't need a dummy.
You are a superstar, Boomer.
What happened was he got a shepherd. The unlikely source of the shepherd was Will Minson. He ran in. Will Minson came in.
He was in the road.
And basically shepherded Ackermanis off the chase. And, well, he's a star. There's no doubt about that, Boomer Harvey. But have a look at this. It was really well done by Rawlings. Pushed Kearney under the ball. And you see him take off. Takes the mark, right? His wheels around onto his right. Now he needs a shepherd. It goes past. There's Will. He's in the way. Probably a bit harsh on him there.
Yeah, I think so. I think he would have kicked it anyway.
I think he would have.
I think the key to it was Ackermanis was a little bit disappointed. Harvey marked the ball and was flat-footed.
Peeled back a bit.
He peeled back. He had to try and guard the corridor. If you're going to guard an area and be flat-footed, come in the corridor, force Harvey to go outside the corridor to kick a goal from a hardened angle.
Once again, North Melbourne with an answering goal. Cooney's going nowhere from this clearance.
Just watch the setup here. North Melbourne won't allow any speed outside the contest, you wouldn't think. Well, I'm looking at the back there. It's Hargrave sitting off the contest.
Petrie first at it.
It's been the hunger and intent today, really. You think about some words to describe the North Melbourne team. Petrie playing his 150th. Ferrito, the Bulldogs pretty well got the double chance, second and third versus Hawthorn in the finals. But the Kangaroos can smell a double chance to fourth spot.
Griffin from the takeaway.
We're going all the way.
He's got a bit of a
Keep
shepherd there from Kearney. It's a good one. And Griffin can easily lay it off to the man who kicked the last goal for the Dogs, Gian Syracuse. Good work, Kearney.
He's worked his way into the game beautifully, Kearney. It was quite early. 24 disposals.
Right on it.
Gian Syracuse. Just that one, the last one, for 2 in a row. Pretty good off the boot. Never in doubt. He's been accurate so far this year. They get goals, but it goes back to the other end, and usually the Kangas get the next one.
Great goal. And the stoppages are always open. And the reason why we've got a lot of goals in this last quarter, both forward setups are really deep, so the midfielders can really get to work. And if one side can get first touch on it cleanly and open it up, it means that the forwards have got space to lead into. So that's why we've got a lot of goals scored in this last quarter. Normally we can see some half forwards come in and try and create some extra numbers around the stoppages, but both coaches are allowing some free-flowing play here at the moment, which is great for us and the viewers at home.
They need another quick one here. This is what they need. It's when North have been so good.
Good clean take from
better.
Griffin at ankle level, and there's that core strength. This time he was caught handballing forward. Eagleton, that's a good give. Cooney kept going. Oh, well done, Daniel Wells. Too quick with the give, though. Hanson, set low two. Welsh, that's not bad. Gian Syracuse, the hat-trick. The hat-trick of goals for Gia in this last quarter. And the door still left a little bit ajar.
Well, it's opened up in the midfield. Now, there's no doubt, we just have a look at the grabbing shorts here of Lee Harding. Great strength.
One day you're going to get caught.
But again, just a missed handball. Look away handball.
Two of them.
And then a hard handball. The hard handball by Hanson. He just needed to just lay it off.
But I've got no doubt Dean Laley will say enough's enough. I'll start flipping some players behind the ball here. And we just have a look. I think we've got Daniel Wells.
No, he's off the back of the square. Yeah.
No,
Don't know if he's going to stay there.
He's got his half forwards doing lately up around the square now, so I'm tipping up the centre bounce. They will come up.
Well, you already see that. You can see Brady Rawlings in the centre square gone to Griffin. Griffin's become the go-to player here. Thomas has pushed behind the footy. North need a clearance real
Power.
quick.
Taps it to the advantage of Rawlings.
Dean Laley's put Harvey into the middle too, boys.
Yeah. Ankermanis with him. Grant. Morris with the spoil. 20 points is the contract now. They've only managed to get it down from 24 at three-quarter time. We've got 5 minutes remaining.
They'll take a super effort here from the Dogs. Haven't been at the top of their game all day, but Griffin and Cooney got busy in this last quarter.
Powers wrapped up. Still in play, Hargrave. Nope. Whistle. So Minson in the ruck, winning the tap. Ackermanis and Harvey again. Minson diving over the top. Will Minson wins the free kick.
Yeah, the umpire in the back pocket spotted it. The central umpire was blindsided. So this needs to get the ball moving, Will. He does that.
Oh, well done, Jan Syracuse.
He got rid of Thomas.
Having a bit of a snooze there, Lindsay Thomas.
Back into the game, Ackermanis.
60 metres out, kicks it long.
Mitch
Hahn.
And played on.
And
got the
kicked the
goal.
goal. He'll take it, he'll think about it, and he'll go, what did I do that for? But it's a goal.
Well, there's been interesting tactics all day, and we see...
Here's the free kick to Minson.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in it, but the umpire, we were blindsided as well. But Dean Laley put Brent Harvey into the middle, brings Ackermanis into the play, sort of winning the duel down here, kicking 3 goals. He says, OK, I'm going to put you in the middle, Brent. But Ackermanis goes with him and scores a goal. Sometimes it just doesn't work in your favour, but Mitch Harn's had a very good second half. He is strong.
Now it's 14 points.
Now it's very winnable. They've got Gian Syracuse on the wing here.
No one on him.
Well, Lindsay Thomas has come into the interchange bench. If they get a quick clearance here, he's on his own.
He's got no one near him.
He should have at least stayed with Gian Syracuse until after the bounce.
They win the clearance through Boyd. Sorry, Liam. They go forward again. Eagleton trying to swoop on it. Got
Here's
boot to
Cooney.
ball. Cooney still has it. Sinclair wraps him up. Stolen by Mitch Hahn. He's kicked a couple. He needs some help. He won't get it.
Minson's got a man up, Drew
That's
Petrie.
a poor kick too.
No one to kick to here, though, North. Wells, that is a superb kick.
They can go to Sinclair and go all the way here.
Yep.
Needed a shepherd. Lockie Hansen having a snooze.
Sinclair long. Hale, Crumming. Goalie! Fantastic work, Shannon Grant. Oh, North Melbourne, you've got to hand it to them. They just keep on coming back.
Well, the difference in the end, and you'd think that could be the sealer, but we're not quite sure, but the front and square goals that North Melbourne have scored,
Yep.
again, it's copybook here. You see the long kick to the contest, and you're right, Lockie Hansen have got to learn from that and Shepherd. But you have a look at the contest here from Lake and Hale, and the front and square goals from Grant, Thomas, Campbell and Harvey has been the difference. Just those goals from play around the 30-metre area really does deflate the opposition.
A former coach of North Melbourne said you don't buy experience down in Puckle Street, Mooney Ponds, and Shannon Grant, for 300 games of experience, knows where to position himself in that situation. Great kick by Daniel Wells on the wing, and that should be enough, you'd reckon.
It's been an entertaining last quarter, to say the least.
It certainly has.
Griffin wins another clearance, but numbers favour North.
Well, they've got an extra player behind the ball now, and it's Sinclair versus Hargraves, who's free for the Bulldogs.
They share it around. It comes back to Wells. He gets around easily. Back to Rawlings.
Oh, good
Smother was a good one from Hargraves.
And that was Hargraves. He's the loose player, but I'm not sure whether Rodney Eade should allow this free play, because they get a free play all the time, North Melbourne, behind the ball. They'll slow the play down. They need contested football, the Bulldogs, to have any chance.
Yeah.
Sinclair wins the free.
Spud, the Bulldog runner just went out actually and told Ryan Hargrave to push forward. If they want to put someone back there, to go and man him up.
It's good. Good coaching, Smithy, from Rodney Eade.
They'd
Just got there.
they'll be happy to maintain possession now, North. The 20-point margin, 3.3 minutes remaining.
Well, the Bulldogs just need to play hip on hip, force Wells to kick long to a contest.
There it is.
Well done,
Ackermanis.
Yeah, he's been good, Acker, in the second half. I know Harvey's kicked a couple, but he's worked his way into the game. I think this has been his most productive half of football for about a month, Jason.
Yeah, agree with you, Danny.
And he got into the game by halving contests. He didn't get the ball, but he started to halve a couple on Harvey in the third quarter.
He won 3 in a row, I think, 3 contests in a row.
Big Will won it. Here's Harvey broken away, and
out
he's
here.
setting up a goal probably.
He's on.
Harding, long, into the pocket. Once again, great mark, Shannon Grant. Well, he's a star, and he's going to go back and win the game for North.
Started on the bench. It's a great weapon to have, isn't it? Just for a player to come on and kick you 3 goals.
It's a good clearance, bit of clearance work again. Big Hale following up some work.
They've really missed Ben Hudson today, the
They have,
Bulldogs.
no doubt
Normally
about that.
Hudson is down underneath the opposition ruckman.
Yep, no doubt.
He's won a lot of hardness, a lot of hard ball gets and clearances in that area that Hale won that ball.
Game number 297, 3 minor round games remaining, and he's going to kick his 3rd goal and seal it for North. Shannon Grant does the deal.
Full credit to North Melbourne today. They jumped out of the blocks. They kicked 5 points before they kicked a goal. Then they kicked, I think, 9 goals in a row without a miss. But they deserved this win today. They came here. I've got no doubt that they heard the comments that we can't go anywhere during the week from the coach. So we're going to start looking at it like a NAB Cup. You know, I'm sure that they would have been used. I know how Dean Laidley operates. He would have been pretty disappointed with that, and he would have used it to his players to say, well, all right, well, this is how they think of us. And their players have come out with some real intent today, and they've all contributed. It's been a very even performance by North Melbourne. Full credit to the Dogs for getting back into it, because it looked like at 50 points down in the third quarter. They looked gone. They got themselves within a couple. But it would have been a bit of a tragedy if North Melbourne had lost this game today, in my view.
I'd love to do a stat on the North Melbourne teams. When a player has a milestone, how many games they win. They do lift for milestone games. This corresponding game in early rounds, Ben Harvey's 250th. Not only won by 3 points, but they seem to lift for the milestones.
Wells getting it out towards Gibson.
They've just got this ability to win these sort of games when you think they've got no hope. And
He's set up in the first half. Quick hands, though, by the Dogs. Murphy
Great chase.
did enough. Murphy's kick is gone wide. And that's the determination we've come to expect from North Melbourne today.
And that chase there will be highlighted on the review tape because it's just about the end of the game. We saw some fantastic chase and tackles.
31 minutes into the last quarter, Spud.
Amazing.
You're up by 4 or 5 goals. You're entitled to probably not chase that hard, wouldn't you?
Well, it says they're hungry.
Yeah.
And they're switched on.
And they'll be winning 5 games in a row. They've got all the momentum at the right time of the year.
That's a great effort. It's a tough season.
They're a good team.
They're in amongst, you know, sides forced down to about 10th or 11th, so you just need to maintain your momentum.
Well, you have a look at the North Melbourne wins this year. They've beaten the Dogs twice. They've beaten Hawthorn. They pushed Geelong. You know, they're no mugs, North Melbourne. They get to the finals. They play with this sort of enthusiasm. They're a very dangerous combination.
Well, they've got a percentage of 98%, so they don't win games by a lot, but they compete every week.
Well, he brought up his 500th goal today, Brad Johnson. He's trying to kick his 5th for the afternoon, and he does.
He's a star.
He is a consummate captain. He leads from the front.
Well, he kept them in the game in the first half, Brad Johnson. He got them kick-started last week, and they were able to maintain some momentum. He's at the 22 disposals, 11 marks, 8 handball receives, 5 goals, 1.
Good umpiring, that.
Yeah, he held on to Ryan McMahon.
Good umpiring. We've got 3 umpires. We want them to watch that sort of stuff. You don't want to see a Chris Judd getting held like that at a stoppage, or a Brad Johnson.
Speaking of Chris Judd, big game next week for the Kangaroos. Carlton here at the Dome. Two teams with momentum.
It's a full house, that one, I can tell you. Blues going very well.
The
Terrific
midfield on
yesterday.
fire. Gibbs, Murphy, Judd, Stevens.
My word.
Harris wins another clearance to Campbell. Wells.
Oh, he saw Wells.
Not his best kick, and we know he's got hamstring history.
How is he there,
Rowan, you're right there.
after he kicked the ball? Daniel Wells.
Well, he's not coming off, so I'm assuming...
Could be cramp.
I know, Smithy's... yeah, I think it might be a little bit of cramp.
No, he's just telling me, don't
No,
bother
Smithy
coming
said
on.
he's all right.
Smithy said he's fine.
I didn't even see his lips move.
Wonderful thing, ventriloquism. Clock ticks down as Cooney's on the break. It's all to no avail for the Western Bulldogs.
I think he's just a bit disappointed, Smithy, that Western Bulldogs have got beat.
Oh, he's gone. He's took him. He's laughing now. And Brent Harvey celebrates another win. A wonderful team performance by the Kangaroos. Many good players. And they can join in the chorus.
They're outstanding today, North Melbourne. They thoroughly deserve this win. After they kicked the first 5 points, they went on to kick 21 goals, 5. And
that's great.
Very good goal kicking. All their good players played well. Can't say that for the Western Bulldogs, especially in the first half. But the North Melbourne Football Club played 4 hard quarters. Brady Rawley's leading disposals, 29. Daniel Wells, we see there, 26. Lee Harding was terrific on Jason Ackermanis early. But Brent Harvey had 27 disposals, 3 goals, 1. And we head down to...
Oh, Boomer's just gone to shake a couple of hands. We'll talk to Brent Harvey shortly. Rowan's trying to head over to the man who enjoyed a big game.
Well, the problem was, Matty, he was already going to Brad Johnson, because that's where it would normally go if Jono kicked 5.
That's what was happening.
I think he's now got Boomer Harvey with him. Had another great game this afternoon.
Yeah, boys, well, Boomer's trying to do the right thing and get all the Bulldog boys and congratulate him. But Boomer, pretty tough game today, but a fantastic win in the end.
Oh, it is, mate. Look, no one really talks about the top 4, but if we wanted to make it, we had to have a crack today. And I'm not sure what we won, but I'm trying to have 20 points, and it's a fantastic effort by the boys. We put our best foot forward today and it's come off. I think we've won our last 4 or 5, so it's been great the last month of footy.
Well, you won your last 5. You got out to 50 points out in front, and the Bulldogs came back. You knew they were always going to come back.
Oh, mate, doesn't matter how much you're up by, they're always going to come back. So we just had to steady ourselves. I think they got within 3 goals there. To the boys' credit again, and to Bulldogs' credit. But look, we stuck fat, and the back line was pretty good again today, so that's where our strength was.
One of the main things, too, of the strength of today was their tackling and the pressure, running the Bulldogs down from behind and just shutting their game style down. They wanted to run with the ball, and you guys didn't allow them to do that.
Yeah, it certainly was. I think they're one of the better teams in contested footy, so we had to match them there and our pressure. When you have Matty Campbell and Lindsay Thomas in the same team up forward, they're going to put pressure on, so they were fantastic.
Were you surprised that Acker came to you after half-time?
No, I've played on Acker quite a few times, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and he said to me he was struggling a bit, so he had to come down and get a bit of touch, but it was good to catch up with him again.
All right, well done, Boom. 5 in a row, as you said before. Well done, mate.
Thanks, Mitty. Cheers.
Well, he was wonderful, this little man this afternoon. Brent Harvey was super as well. That's not you, Matt Campbell, the commentator. That's Matt Campbell.
Oh, I thought you were me.
But not only 5 in a row, 5 in a row against the Western Bulldogs.
Yes.
They've got their number at the moment.
Yep.
They've got their number.
We touched on that in the pre-game show, if you like, for half an hour. We touched on the fact that some teams have the wood over others.
Leading into the finals, these two teams
May meet
in about a month's time, could meet again, and they will have a hell of a lot of confidence, the North Melbourne team. Drew Petrie, 150 games, absolute star. His marking at the moment is some of the best marking you'll see in the competition. Just signed a 3-year deal for the club, so that's a real positive for the North Melbourne Football Club and Drew Petrie.
He was great again today. I thought at both ends. He's just got such a great work ethic, and he's brave as they come. Farida, I thought Farida was outstanding as well today. Plenty of run from the midfield, but they were all over the ground very good.
Well, they had all the answers. They got out to a 50-point lead. Then they were challenged by the Western Bulldogs. But once again, they know what it takes to win a game of football. Final score here at the Telstra Dome. North Melbourne 5 in a row after winning by 20 points.
Yes, a wonderful win this afternoon by North Melbourne by 20 points over the Western Bulldogs, who pushed hard with 7 goals in the last quarter, but the Roos in the end with the last couple were able to get over the line and have a 20-point win and keep their chances of a top 4 finish well and truly alive with a great performance today. If you look at the leading goal kickers, the Little Blokes were terrific this afternoon. Campbell was great with 3, Harvey with 3, and Shannon Grant with 3. And Rawlings had a terrific battle with Cooney all afternoon. Harvey, Wells and Harris were very good. For the Dogs, well, Brad Johnson led from the front. Harbrow was pretty good as well, as was G and Syracusa. Cooney, after a pretty quiet start, Danny, had a very good finish to the match.
Look, North Melbourne thoroughly deserve this win. The little things. We saw the chases, the tackles from Urquhart, the knock-on from Corey Jones. 31-minute mark, little Matty Campbell still chasing and Lindsay Thomas. They thoroughly deserve this win. They just get up for milestone games. There's still a chance to get in the top 4 spot. I know Sydney are there, but they're only 2 points behind Sydney now, so they desperately need and they want that double chance.
Let's have a quick look at Michael Ferrito this afternoon. You were very impressed with his game, Danny.
He was outstanding. Playing his 100th game also, Michael Ferrito. He was a loose man in the defence in the first half. He had the 21 disposals. He chased, he worked hard. He continually stopped forward thrusts like this. We just see Gilby kick the ball, and there's Michael Ferrito, a loose man in defence. Rodney Eade had to man him up in the second half and probably didn't have the same impact, but in the first half, when that North Melbourne team got the match-winning lead, I thought he was the difference in the first half. Played a very good, solid second half.
It was a great win this afternoon by North Melbourne. Don't forget, on the couch Monday night, we've got Shane Crawford, which should be great as well. 300 game, it was wonderful yesterday. And also coming up next, don't go anywhere. There's plenty more football on Fox Sports. We go across to the Subiaco Oval, where we see West Coast Eagles taking on the Bombers. They've still got a sneaky chance of making the finals as well. But this afternoon, the Roos, it were in the end by 20 points over the Dogs.
Blue and white we stand, we shout God bless our native land. North Melbourne, North Melbourne. Out we come to play. Just for recreation's sake, to pass the time away. Lots of fun, heaps of fun, enjoy yourselves today. North Melbourne boys are hard to beat when they come out to play. So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the ball. Good old North Melbourne, they're champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne will be premiers, just you wait and see. Hey!
This has been a Fox Sports production.